Ain't no chillin' around here. Back that back, Nat Chance, how we feelin' around here? Got my whole squad in the building around here. If my name ain't on it, then I really don't care. Come on. 3-point stance, we advance. Ball in my hands, I don't take no chance. Touchdown dance, that's my jam. No hot takes, this is nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. Nothing but rants. The beat on the beat, hey. Yeah.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guide Network on a fabulous Monday evening. An absolutely loaded show for you guys tonight, as it always is. We've been working all the way through this glorious offseason, and as Kirby mentioned in the show notes before the show, a little round of applause to ourselves for grinding our butts off during the offseason. Glad to finally be back talking actual football. We've been dumping the clip on some film studies. That's been fun. We got a great show for you guys tonight. The Save College Sports Act has been approved by the SEC and Big Ten. We will hope to talk about that without your eyes glazing over tonight. We'll be brief. Teams that we think will make a breakthrough, and as you can tell by the thumbnail of tonight's show and the title of tonight's show, we will be going through our SEC power rankings tonight and much, much more. We have been cranking out those film studies to the tune of a plethora of new subscribers, boys. We are on our road, or on our way rather, to 100,000 subscribers on this stream. We're at 99.6. Hopefully before the night's in, we're at 99.7. Hell, maybe you guys even take us to 100K tonight. That would be dope. The only way we can do that, though, the only way we get put in front of new folks is if you go ahead and hit that like on that stream right now, start firing off in that chat, and of course, as always, telling a friend. We have had 3 quarterback film studies go off in the last 3 days. I told you we're going 31 days straight of only quarterback film studies here on this network. First study was Trinidad Chambliss. Yes. Second study was Kamario Taylor. Today's release was CJ Carr. If you haven't watched them, shame on you. You should go watch them. I'm going to rattle through them right about now for you with a little bit of brief, what do you call these, recaps? I was going to say summarizations, but I think recap goes a little bit better. Got some recaps for you. You've heard me talk about Trinidad Chambliss on this channel way too much this offseason. You'll find out why if you go watch that film study. He had all the answers, it seemed like, all year long last year. Can make all the throws. We talked about it, 1, 2, and 3 balls, right? Hey, that 1, that ball on a line, that 2 ball, a little bit of a layer, that 3 ball, that moon ball. All right, he can throw all of those footballs and does so extremely accurately. Also has incredible escapability, a tremendous athlete, but I think the thing that gets left out on his eval a lot of the time is the fact that, hey, this is a really good, like, traditional runner of the football. He's got real natural running instincts, knows how to deliver blocks, can slip in and out of creases in the defense, if you will. About said something else. Did he counter coming back soon?
Perhaps.
Perchance?
Perhaps. Maybe I was working on it this week. I don't know. Maybe. We got some stuff coming on that front. But, hey, great design runner. I think his only limitation as a football player, and the NFL will certainly ding him for this, is his general height. And the other thing might be returning parts this year at Ole Miss. I don't think it is outrageous to say that Ole Miss's surrounding parts on the offensive side of the football this year, just in players in general, not going to be as good as last year. If you look at their additions this offseason, it was predominantly on the defensive side of the football, which makes sense. They have a defensive head football coach now in Pete Golding. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. The other thing you need to watch, Kamario Taylor. All right, we broke that one down on Sunday. 6'4", 230 pounds, runs like an absolute deer. Got elite arm talent as well. I think he eliminates, because of his ability to run the football, I think he eliminates a lot of the problems that are created by a wide choice offense
in the red zone. We talked a lot about this with Byron Brown, who we're also going to break down during this series for you Auburn fans. He eliminates a lot of that because when we get down in that red zone area, right, we can't have that wide choice element of the offense. We actually have to balance counts. We have to be able to run the football into loaded counts and loaded boxes. His ability to be, a great ball carrier actually evens those things out when they get down there. I got it in my notes right here. He's an electric factory. That's what he is to me, an absolute electric factory. Super excited to watch him this year at Mississippi State. I've even gone as far as to say, hey, if it don't work out there, if he is not an explosive electric factory like I think he is, it's everybody else's fault. It damn sure ain't that kid's fault. He is elite. Today was C.J. Carr. We had some Notre Dame fans filter in for that one, and what an elite arm talent that guy is. Has great mechanics, tremendously accurate with the football. But as I tweeted out today, I love his football acumen. I love his neck-up approach. I love his full autonomy at the line of scrimmage. And I loved it basically from week 3 on. Right early on in the season, we heard Marcus Freeman, I think the first thing he said about his quarterback on the sideline going into that Miami football game was, hey, we got a freshman quarterback, first-time starter, great defense over there. Got to get him a lot of free access throws. Y'all remember that? A lot of easy work for him. As the year progressed, they gave him it all. They gave him the full autonomy at the line of scrimmage. Super excited to see what he can ultimately do in year 2 as a starter out there at Notre Dame. And I think they have plenty of weapons out there as well. We'll see who they ultimately play at X. Malachi Fields was really good for them last year outside the numbers. They have plenty of talent in the slot and at tight end, as always, with Notre Dame. We'll see what they ultimately develop outside at the X position. Notre Dame fans feel very confident about their reserves, if you will, at the running back position. Obviously lost 2 first-round draft picks last year, but it's Notre Dame football. They're great up front on the offensive line. I think they returned 4 starters, basically a fifth. The left tackle that they're moving out there rotated quite a bit for them last year, so they will be plenty good up front up there at Notre Dame. So super excited about those guys. These are worth your watch. If you haven't already, please do so. My dedicated sickos, you guys right now that are here for everything that we do, I implore you, all right, I ask you to make sure you are showing up for those film studies because here's how YouTube's algorithm works, where you don't have some massive platform tweeting out, hey, Brooks is live, or hey, Brooks did a YouTube thing. If it's just my Twitter account and this YouTube channel, which it is for now, I need your help as a subscriber. YouTube's algorithm is based solely off of, do your subscribers like it? Yes, I will put it out to the masses. So you guys have to show up and support those things, even for a brief moment, if you don't mind. All right, make sure you hit that like button on those videos as well. I know I'm always asking of you. I'm always asking for you to do more as you do us. So do a little bit more for me on those film studies. Make sure those things are absolutely banging. We need you guys to carry the weight on that front. All right, there was some news today. Not this today, but it was this weekend. It is Monday. We took a couple days off from the live stream. There was some news, and it was the Save College Sports Act. Did y'all notice this was a Friday news dump at 9:45?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very conveniently timed, I want to say. And I'm not saying they did that for any reason, but very unique timing on this.
Well, I think the reasoning was because the SEC and the Big Ten were dragging their damn feet.
For sure.
Approving this Save College Sports Act. So if you're new to the network, we have a little segment called Brooks Reads, so you don't have to. I read Ross Dellinger's reports, as I always do over there at Yahoo Sports and on 3. If you're not reading Ross Dellinger, it's probably because you don't really care about the litigation and the jargon of what's going on in Congress and on the Senate floors about the Save College Sports Act or the constant moving plates and changes in the actual legislation of college football. I don't blame you, especially if you're around this place. All you want is ball. I understand that, but this kind of impacts college football, and this impacts the way that we're going to view college football and certainly the way that the rules are implemented in college football. So I did some reading, so you don't have to. I'm going to save you a click. I'm going to save you about 4,000 words worth of reading here in about 8 bullet points. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. The cap. The hard cap. So Senator Rubio says it is indeed a hard cap. So he says no what do you call those? No workarounds in the hard cap. The cap was about $21 million under the original House versus NCAA ruling.
Very soft cap.
Very soft cap, and we all know that's some fugazi stuff. We got $20+ million basketball rosters. We got $60 million football rosters on the forefront, it feels like. However, the cap has been raised from $21.3 million to about $48, almost $49 million under this Save College Sports Act, with what they quote as much more stern NIL processes. In layman's terms, all right, the deals that you actually get have to be legitimate marketing deals. No more pay for play. All right, there's going to be a portion of pay for play that comes out of the rev share. All right, however, the deals that you turn in to the College Sports Commission are actually going to be combed through now. They have to be legitimate marketing deals. All right, so that's, I guess, good news unless you are one of these rosters that constantly feels like you need to spend $70 million. Maybe go get some strong marketing teams. I don't know. Hard to market college football players that aren't quarterbacks, I've always found. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, unless they're incredible personalities.
Or household names. Like Jeremiah Smith's very marketable now. But he probably wasn't as a true freshman to the masses.
Yeah, like the best I can think is probably like a Travis Hunter.
Yeah, but even at he was at Jackson State and he wasn't very marketable the first year.
Well, that's because, it was Jackson State. And that's
correct.
Not to besmirch that school, but
he got quite an NIL check at even Jacksonville State to get him out of the FSU commitment, I would imagine. Nonetheless, has to be real marketing deals. Chat's asking who's actually going through these, who's actually filtering through these. The feds. The feds are now involved. You're no longer violating the College Sports Commission rules. Now you will be violating federal rules, which probably a little bit worse, I would imagine, than violating the College Sports Commission. It's expected to get upwards, the Save College Sports Act is expected to get upwards of 80 votes on the House floor. For those of you who don't know, you only need 60 for a bill to pass through the Senate and ultimately be voted on by the House. What else we got here? Rules actually being implemented. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
One-time transfer rule coming back.
I like that.
All right, you get one free pass, and then after that, you got to sit out a year. I think that's good news.
I like this.
I think everybody can agree that's been one of our main problems with college football is all this moving parts. Well, I don't even know what my roster is this year. I guess I'll tune in September and figure out who's actually on my team, who I actually want to root for. Now it feels like there's actually going to be some continuity year to year in these rules.
And it's going to mitigate a lot of poaching issues as well, because you're not going to drop millions and millions of dollars for the quarterback if he has to sit out a year. So you're not going to see a lot of these guys where they're hitting the portal the second and third time. It's like, wait a minute, this guy just got here, now he's getting another payday.
That's a great point.
So I think that's a great rule to implement.
Oh, yeah, this is a collective rule change that I think everybody in college football wants. It's something that has to do with the transfer portal and limits the amount of transfers that players are allowed throughout their college career. Now, there is, like, if you're a graduate transfer, it doesn't count, right? Like, if you graduate.
Yeah, like the old school rules. Basically,
right.
If you graduate, if you get your degree, you have a free pass.
Obviously, if your coach gets fired, that doesn't count against your one transfer, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't even think about it, Kirby, where, like, yeah, this probably will cut down poaching because if a guy's already transferred once, basically if he is poachable,
yeah,
he's probably already been poached, and then you're going to have to watch him sit for a year.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that when I read this today.
Which in turn is going to lower the demand for prices on players to where we might not have to have these $70, $80 million rosters because there's not as many available transfer portal players, and you can't just buy anyone. Other
rule implemented in the Save College Sports Act. 5-year eligibilities, straight up, 5 to play 5.
I like it.
Freshman, junior, senior, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and then what they called a 5th year.
Okay.
I would have liked super senior.
Yeah, I think
that flows a lot better. I think that's what we're all going to call them.
Yeah.
Super seniors and whatnot.
So the medical red shirt has been completely eliminated.
Medical red shirt completely eliminated from the equation.
So has the red shirt.
Yep.
Cool.
You just, at the moment you turn 19 or the moment you enroll, you got 5 to play 5.
Bet.
I think that's solid.
I think it's fair.
I think one of the worst things that I always complained about was like the 8th year seniors that we were getting in college football.
And like for not even just for people like us, but I'm sure for actual coaches as well, like it's so hard to know how much eligibility someone has. It shouldn't be that difficult to calculate how many years someone could play in college football. It should be nice and simple terms of how many years have they played, how many do they have left. That's all you need to know.
The other thing, a ban on all professional athletes returning to college.
God. Thank goodness.
I'm looking at you, Nate Oates.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, bub. No more bringing in G Leaguers, brother, because your center got rolled an ankle in preseason. I think it's a good rule.
Yes.
I thought it was an obvious rule, and then we started TRO in the NCAA to death. So, yeah, we have a stern rule, a ban on all professional athletes returning to college sports.
I agree.
So that's good news.
I like this.
You can still do the Brandon Weeden. You can still go play professional baseball, come back at 32 years old. That's still available to you.
No, you can't, because you have 5 years once you turn 19.
Man, this hurts baseball drafts then, because used to, if you were up for both, you would just go play baseball.
Yeah.
And if you failed, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's like that happens.
It's so few and far between.
Once every decade.
I feel like most people now are they're just choosing. Like they're choosing which one they want to go play.
Yeah, like 12 years old, Jonathan.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of multi-sport prospects anymore.
No.
This is really good for student athletes, and even better, I would imagine, for coaches. And it's something we talked to Jim Nagy about, the general manager of Oklahoma. We were at SEC Media Days. There is an established agency registry. All right, so if you want to represent a student athlete nowadays, you got to be a legit agent, and you have to get approved by whatever commissioning body they ultimately establish with this. And you have to cap your wages at 5% take. So all you agents that are straight up thieves, y'all got to watch out, all right? All you guys that were taking 15%, 20%, 25% of your college athletes' revenue. First of all, you're a scam artist. Second of all, you just got clipped. You just got absolutely clipped down to 5%. I think that's really good. It's not only good for the protection of athletes. Now these people are actually going to have to get repped by real, reputable agents, but it also helps coaches and GMs and people who are negotiating with these people. It's something we talked about with Jim. We're like, hey, man, how difficult is it, a defensive tackle or a wide receiver comes in and they're represented by God knows who, maybe their uncle, maybe their mom, maybe they're self-represented. And then next thing you know, your quarterback walks in with CAA and a legitimate agent. And now all of a sudden, like the dichotomy of conversations that you have to have and how difficult that can be, right? Like it's one thing to tell an agent your player is not good enough for that money. It's a whole nother thing to sit down with mama and daddy and be like, no, your kid is not worth that. It's a totally different conversation. So now I don't think there's like a removal of self-representation. That will always be available. If that's what we had to do back in the day. Like in smaller classifications of football, you had to be your own agent. You had to go in there and basically be like, hey, how much scholarship am I actually going to get this year? Right? Baseball players have had to do this for years in SEC or Division I baseball, where there's only 13 scholarships for the whole entire roster. So every year you're bargaining for a different percentage of scholarship, right? So you had to basically rep yourself in spring meetings, in off-season meetings. I would imagine there's still some student athletes in college football, particularly some of these smaller Division I schools, still out there self-repping. So good luck on that one. Go in there with your big boy pants on and get ready to hear some tough medicine, I would imagine, from your coaches and your general managers. But that's good. We're capping those agents at 5%. I love that. And also, this is really important, especially if you're listening to me today as an ACC school that hates your conference. Hey, perk their mirrors up a little bit. You're not going to like this one. This caps conference membership at 19 schools. All right, so you cannot have a 20-team super conference. You can't have two 20-team super leagues and then go off and separate into a super league. I think that's good news for us normal college football fans.
So does that mean the Big Ten cannot add another team, or can
the Big Ten can add one team? They can't add two.
Why did they stop on 19?
I have no idea why the number was 19. No earthly idea. But that was the number established. Now, here's the real important caveat to pay attention to, because there still is room for the 4 or 5 pissed off ACC schools that went up out of that quote-unquote lesser than conference. Their words, not mine. There's still room. There's 3 spots left in the SEC, 1 spot left in the Big Ten for you 4 or 5 schools that want to get up out of there. However, if you leave your current membership, You have to act as an independent for 5 years in totality. So FSU, if you want up out of that ACC deal, you finna be BYU and Notre Dame for 5 years until you can actually get into that conference that you're trying to get into. This basically, based off the wording that I read today from Ross Dellinger, the conferences are what the conferences are. I don't know of any football team that is ready to walk through the desert for 5 years just so they could get up out of their ACC deal or their Big 12 deal.
Yeah, the question I would have too is, and I'm sure that they would do this, but you never know, like so the College Football Playoff Committee changed some of the rules around the seeding at the end of the year because Notre Dame, some people felt like they got screwed where, hey, if they're a top 12 team, that being Notre Dame at the end of the year, they're going to be in the playoff. Would they then make that same rule for anyone else that enters that territory? Like if...
Oh, no. The memorandum of understanding did not include UConn, who is also an independent.
Well,
just to clarify that.
No shade to UConn.
No shade to UConn.
You know, Coach Moore did a great job with them last year, so no shade to them at all.
So much so that he left UConn for Colorado State.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at right now, Brooks. That's UConn, but I'm saying, like, and this is just throwing it out there, not saying Florida State would beat the school, but if Florida State did this, you don't think the College Football Playoff Committee would be like, and Florida State as well? No?
They would have to rewrite another memorandum of understanding.
I mean,
it would also, like, if Florida State goes independent, they're probably not going to play very tough schedule. It's probably going to resemble a Notre Dame schedule.
I don't want to get bogged down in this. Yeah, I was just throwing out an idea about it.
Certainly interesting.
They would have to earn it.
Right.
As opposed to you are one of the 12 teams. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it'll be a very interesting. Now,
5 years is crazy, though.
The other thing, 5 years is insane. 5 years is insane. The cap on the total membership in the leagues, basically what I'm saying and what this law says is basically like the conferences are the conferences. And I think you saw a lot of fan bases like Texas Tech, like FSU, like Miami, like North Carolina, like Clemson, respond to this as this is basically a death sentence is what this feels like because they hate their conferences right now.
Yeah.
I would look at it the other way if I were some of these schools where, like, bro, Texas Tech basically is Notre Dame now. Like, they are the big cock of the walk in the Big 12.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, you're almost guaranteed 11-1 right now. You are so much better than everybody else in your conference not named BYU. You know what I mean? So it's not that. I don't look at it that way. However, the TV right contracts and how much of a disparity there is between the Big Ten's money, the SEC's money, the Big 12's money, and the ACC's money feels like that to those member schools. So I totally understand their grievances. There also is a Lane Kiffin rule, which is, hey, you can't leave your team until the end of the season. I don't think Lane necessarily enjoyed that being called the Lane Kiffin rule, but hey.
Oh, they actually labeled it that?
Yeah.
Nice.
They named it the Lane Kiffin rule. I wouldn't be surprised if he sues them for whatever, defamation of my name.
There's no defamation there.
No.
But that's factually what happened.
Yeah.
He left his
it has
team.
to be a defamatory remark.
That isn't true. It's true.
He would very swiftly lose that lawsuit.
Not that we're lawyers, but we'll help you out there with Lane Kiffin. Don't do it.
It was really interesting to read that entire article and then get to the bottom of it and see a paragraph that says basically it's been approved by the SEC and the Big Ten. It's guaranteed to get 80-plus votes. However, they might not even vote on it because they might not have time to even vote on it.
Uh-oh.
So I might have just wasted 20 minutes of your time as they wasted a bunch of time trying to get this through. Shame on the Big Ten and the SEC if that ends up being the case. I think they will rush this through. It seemed like the president was very adamant that this get done. I would imagine maybe he makes the Senate actually vote on this before they break for a month in September. We will ultimately see. This also opened up a new caveat in a Colorado local court where a judge basically stated that all 2022 high school graduates can come back for college football if they want.
Did we not learn our lesson at all? And I know this is just one judge. This isn't a group of people making a decision. But, did we not learn our lesson at all when COVID hit and then it was just like, everybody,
free for all.
Everybody gets another year. And now we are 6 years removed from that, still not paying the price for it, but still working through all of that with kids getting extra years and, again, not knowing what the eligibility is. And then here we are again, like, don't know what the rule is, but if you were in the 2022 class, you can come back and play football. And it's like, okay, well, how the heck does that work? Like,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single, and you would imagine if this was actually able to be done, somebody would have done it by now, because this court case got passed like a week ago, and I haven't seen a single football team bring back a guy.
Well, and here's the other thing, too, is the overall timing on this does not help college football at all. Like, you established this rule a little over a month out from college football starting up. Basically, fall camp is starting this week for majority of teams. And now you give these teams the ability to bring back a player if they want to. Well, that sounds like a great way to piss off some players on your roster, because here you have somebody on your team who's been busting his tail for the last 7 months of this year trying to earn his starting spot on this year's roster, and then you're just going to bring back somebody that was maybe at NFL camp and he's just going to take over that player's role, or potentially, like, it just sounds like a whole lot of bad things waiting to happen.
The only way I could see this happening, the only smart way that this could happen, in my opinion, is if somebody wants to bring back a place kicker.
Yeah.
Or if somebody wants to bring back a holder or a punter. If you've gone through your entire spring practice, we start camp, and we started camp at week 0 teams last week. We start camp all nationwide in 2 days. I highly, highly doubt it would be very good for your culture of your football team to bring back a guy that hadn't been with us the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Unless that dude is just flat out beloved. I mean, he's got to be BMOC, big man on campus. Like, that dude has to be the guy if you're going to bring him back. Or, like if we find out someone tore their knee up in the next 36 hours, maybe you go and do this. I highly doubt it would be a good idea, like you mentioned, Jonathan. And like I said, the coaches that I talk to are like, yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell to do with that. I'm waiting for somebody else to do that, and then maybe we'll have the conversations about potentially doing it.
The other part about this is, like, after it was announced, then these rules start getting announced, and it was so you can't enter the transfer portal now. So, like, if you're a player that wants to return, you can't just enter the transfer portal now. You had to have entered the transfer portal during the original window all the way back in January. So basically, you're tied to the team that you were with to begin with, unless you just happen to enter the transfer portal and then decide to leave college football. That's what I saw.
So, like, this is the only name that's coming to mind. Ja'Cory Thomas can only come back to Georgia?
Correct. Because there's no way he can.
I believe so. I think that's how that works.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Well, that's a deep safety room. He might be SOL. All right. Boys, it was up to something season for quite a while. And we went, I think, 6 months without an ad read on this place.
About that, yeah.
And boy, my bank account's saying it. But we got some. We got some ads to read tonight for you guys. So I want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at SeatGeek. We love our friends at SeatGeek around here. If you haven't checked out SeatGeek already, you need to go ahead and do so. Jonathan is looking like he's giving me a hard time right now screen sharing. That's classic.
Love that.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I need to charge this sucker. I just unplugged my charger.
Man, off to a hot start, guys.
Oof.
You can't make this stuff up, man. This is literally the only thing they care about, too, is that we show them what it actually looks like to roll through.
It's very important.
The screen sharing app.
It's a good interface. Why not show it all?
There's a tremendous interface over there at SeatGeek. Start intro in the next segment. I know what I did wrong. I'm on the wrong Wi-Fi. Yeah, anybody, start intro in the next segment for me.
What is the next segment, Jay?
Our next segment is teams that will break through, just to let you know.
It appears that there's been some glass ceilings that are set by teams, as you can tell. There's a lot of expectations that come with college football, and there's a lot of teams that can't quite reach what they want. There's a couple of glass ceilings. Have we got?
Hey, shut up. We got to get to ad reads. We got to pay the bills, baby. Shut up. Hey, shout out to our friends over at SeatGeek, all right? With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app in the entire world, all right? Just like us, the #1 podcast, #1 college football podcast in the entire world. All right, head over to SeatGeek today. There are more than 70,000 events for you to siphon through over there, with events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and much, much more. College football is almost back, ladies and gentlemen. MLB playoffs are around the corner, plus NFL and NBA seasons aren't too far behind. All right, as you can see, I'm going through the app right now. I wanted to check on Jonathan's Atlanta Braves. Jonathan, I think I might give you Thursday's show off just so you can go watch those Red Hot Bravos.
I would actually appreciate that, just so I can go into that stadium and boo as loud as I can for Alex Anthopoulos.
Did they not do enough for you, buddy?
They basically didn't do anything, bro.
You know who's doing a lot for us? SeatGeek. You need to support those who support us. And, of course, I have a code for you today. You can use code FilmGuy10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek with promo code FilmGuy10. Make sure you click the link in the description of this video to download the app and have that code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you to SeatGeek, and I promise you, the rest of the week and the rest of the time that you are a title sponsor around here, we will do that ad read much, much better.
It only gets better from here.
Hey, it's 9 months, a little rusty. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A little rusty on the ad reads. I saw some people in the chat thinking maybe one day we might be on the SEC network. Oh, no. The linear television, not for us. We're not very clean, obviously, as that was just displayed.
If we're on the SEC network, we'll have full studios and production teams to do this for us.
Yeah, someone else would probably be doing all of those jobs other than the reading for
What
us.
the hell are you guys? I thought you guys were the production team.
Hey, it was.
I had my part ready.
Sir, it was not our error as to why the ad was not working.
You're right.
I would like to point that out.
It was on me. It was 100% on me. I'll take the bullet on that one. All right, let's transition into our next segment. Teams that will break through. Now, these are different breakthrough ceilings for a bunch of these teams, okay, that we're going to rattle off today. Like, for example, my team that I think is going to break through is definitely going to break through bowl game territory. Ooh. How about that? The Oklahoma State Cowboys. Boys, did y'all know they were 1-11 last year?
I sure
yes,
did.
They were
bad.
bad.
They were abhorrent. They were 69 points allowed by Oregon bad. Nice. Guys, did you know that Oklahoma State only scored 14 points per game last year?
Oh, I didn't know it was that bad.
Did you know Oklahoma State allowed 33 points per game last year?
Yeah, that's bad.
Oklahoma State was beat by an average of 19 points per game.
Yuck.
That's not good math.
No, it's not good math. I think that is good math. I actually got that right.
No, I'm saying it's not good math of only scoring 14 points.
No, those are not good results at all. I think they've got an opportunity to break through like 7-5, 8-4 territory off the backs of Drew Mestemaker and Eric Morris.
Whoa.
All right, I think this offense is going to be pretty damn good out there. Don't know a daggum thing about the defense, but I think they're going to score points. I think we might get back into this Big 12 era where every Saturday you're turning it on, you might watch a 59-55 thriller. Wouldn't that be goated?
That is a fun era.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Era, yes.
I would absolutely love that. I think Oklahoma State breaks through a wall this year from 1-11, a complete turnaround this year. First year, Eric Morris.
I'll stay in a similar lane for you in the sense that it can't get any worse. Like it has to get better, and there's reasons why it's definitely going to get better for this team. The UCLA Bruins. Last year they had some big moments. They upset Penn State. That was a massive point during that season. Other than the fact that their head coach had just been fired and things were just really teetering off for them. They were one of the bottom teams in that conference, but that was a bright moment for them. But other than that, there wasn't much to show for from last season. They do bring back Nico. They got Mr. Chesney out there now coaching football for them. I think there's a lot of positive vibes, and I think that a third-year quarterback who's been starting, I know that he had 1 year at Tennessee, but this is now his second year with UCLA. I think there's just going to be a cleaner operation over there. I think there's going to be a lot less distractions like our coach getting fired and other things like that. I just think that everything is in front of them, and I think they're going to be a much better football team this year. Whether that produces a lot more wins, I don't know, but I think they're going to be on an upward trajectory now.
One Robert Edward Chesney. Big ups to the Chesney.
Amen.
What do you got for me?
I'm going to stick in the ACC or the SEC here. I think this is a team that has the epitome of a glass ceiling. They've had some really great seasons. They just haven't been able to fully break through all the way. it's kind of the year where everyone's expecting them to do so. The Texas Longhorns got to break through and win a national championship, or at least appear in one this year. They've had a couple of college football playoff appearances. They've appeared in the SEC championship, but this has got to be the year where they break through that glass ceiling and actually win a national title. It seems like all the stars are aligning for Sark and the Longhorns right now.
Lord knows they got plenty of star power on that roster. Just got to stay healthy. Did y'all see, I know it's a sidebar, did y'all see that when Sark was talking about a 2014 playoff expansion, he mentioned, well, if that's the case, we're going to be resting starters in the middle of the year?
Yeah, load management is certainly going to become a thing if the playoff expands anymore.
That'd make me sick.
It's going to happen.
That would make me sick to turn on Texas versus Florida in the middle of November and the starting quarterback sitting.
I don't know if it'll get that bad. You're probably going to turn on Texas and Missouri State at noon. It's like, all right, the twos are in the first half.
Well, how does that work, though? Because, because the NFL doesn't necessarily do that. They do when they clinch the top seed in the playoffs or something like that. But these guys are getting paid. You are getting paid to play college football. It's like, do we think that players are just going to walk up to their head coach and say, I'm just going to sit out this week, coach?
It'll be in the inverse. The coach will selectively sit guys. Like if you're dealing with any type of nagging injury,
well,
go sit down this week.
I think that happens already to a degree. Like, hey, if you're dealing with an ankle, could you go this week? Yes. Do we need you to go this week?
Got an ankle.
We've heard a handful of times of if we really needed him, he could have gone, but we decided to rest him.
I don't think it'll just be straight up like healthy scratches. Yeah. I don't think it'll be really that.
Better not be.
You got one for me?
I gave it UCLA.
Oh, then I'm up. How about the BYU Cougars breaking into a college football playoff?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think it's going to happen this year.
Got close last year.
Bro, schedule reeks of 11-1. And God forbid, if they get by Notre Dame, I think that's game 5. If they get by Notre Dame at home, which is plausible, it's probably going to be a night game out there in BYU country. Where is that at? That's not Provost, is it?
Brigham Young is maybe.
Utah.
It's Utah.
Provo, Utah.
It is Provo. How about
I thought
that?
so.
I called it Provost. If they get by Notre Dame out there in Provo at night, I think they might be undefeated. And if they do, it doesn't matter what happens in the Big 12 championship game. They're a lock for the college football playoff. The schedule reeks of 11-1. We'll see what they can do in the Big 12 championship. We would imagine they end up lining up with Texas Tech, but it'll be totally different than last year. Remember last year they got throttled by Texas Tech in the regular season, and then they get handled in the Big 12 championship game, and the Big 12, the college football playoff committee looks at them like, obviously you're not good enough.
Yeah.
That's not going to be available this year. If they play Notre Dame tight and then turn around and coin flip the Big 12 championship game, maybe we don't hold their title game against them. Remember that? Yeah. So potentially Utah breaking through. Love the defense. Return the running back that had over 1,400 yards last year. Bear Bachmeier, year 2. Love Kalani Sitake. BYU, maybe making the playoff for the first time. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up.
I don't hate that one at all, actually. I kind of thought of a similar one. I thought about maybe saying the Big 12 gets 2 teams in the playoff this year. Thought about maybe breaking that one out. I didn't believe it too much, though. But you laying out that scenario, I certainly could see it now. I mean, it's certainly more available to them than it was last year. Similar to yours, Christian, this isn't necessarily like just a full-on breakout candidate by any means. This was a very successful program from last year, heading into this year with a whole lot of steam. Almost won the whole dang thing, but there's still one thing lingering around for this program. That despite not winning a national title, there's another thing that they have to check off. They got to win the conference. Miami is going to have the breakthrough of finally getting a conference title. I don't think they've won it since 2000. Is that correct?
They've never won the ACC. It was the Big East before.
Yes, never have won the ACC. I think Miami finally gets one.
Big East, man. What a shout! When's the last year of Big East football? Like 2019?
I don't remember. I mean, Big East football, like Miami and all that, has not been the same.
Damn.
I'm going to stick with teams that I think will break through the glass ceiling in a national sense. The Oregon Ducks, and I'm setting them a smaller ceiling. Obviously, breaking through and winning a national championship is something that Oregon has felt like they've been notoriously close to in the last 15 years. However, I'm going to give them a smaller ceiling on top of that. just don't lose embarrassing fashion at the end of the season. We've had 2 seasons now where Oregon looks like a really, really good team regular season. They get to the playoffs, and then it comes crashing and burning down in dramatic, embarrassing fashion. I don't think that's going to be Oregon's fate this year. I can't guarantee they win a national championship. They might. That's another glass ceiling for them to break through. But I can definitely say they are not going to end their season in embarrassing fashion.
Now, this man's recent contract extension means that it doesn't really matter what he does because Greg Byrne extended him to, 2040 when my kids graduate high school. But this is more of a question. This isn't even really a prediction that they will do this. Does Kalen DeBoer get over this random laying of an egg thing that he consistently does the last 2 years at Alabama, boys?
They got to.
Right?
It's funny that you have that because I have a very similar Kalen DeBoer breaking through glass. This will be your third crack at it, and third time's got to be the charm. He's got to win in Knoxville. He has not done that yet. I mean, Tennessee couldn't beat Alabama for like 15 years straight while Saban was there. Obviously broke the curse in 2022, but he has not won in Knoxville yet. It's his second crack at it. He did not win in 24. He beat them in 25. So let's get Kalen DeBoer back on the track and end the Alabama streak.
That was one of the worst Jalen Milroe starts that he had in his career up there in Knoxville.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
It was pretty gross. But you're right. I mean, 0 for 1. It was a pretty all right Tennessee team that year, right? That was Nico's last year.
Made a playoff.
Very strong defense.
Yeah, strong defense.
It's kind of Alabama as
Great
a whole,
run
too.
game.
Because Alabama hasn't won there in 4 years.
Yep.
Which is unheard of for them this millennium.
I have one final one. This is going to be so refreshing for this fan base to hear this. I hope it brings a smile to your face when I say this. The Auburn Tigers have the breakthrough of an offense that just makes sense.
Ooh.
Just knowing, like, this works. This makes sense. Where we're throwing the ball, that makes sense. Where we're trying to run the ball, that makes sense. Our quarterback isn't doing 360 no-scopes in the pocket trying to get it to our ex-receiver running a slant. It's just going to make sense, and it's going to be great for you guys.
360 no-scopes is a great euphemism for how they asked their quarterback to play football the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's insane.
Last 3 years. God, he was there for a while, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Freeze?
But he was so dang close, man. He was so
close.
dang close. I got 3 left. How many you got?
I've got one final
All right,
one left.
I'll go one right here. I think Mississippi State leaves the category of constantly marked down as a win to a, damn, we got to deal with that. We got to deal with that offense.
That's exactly how I worded it in my notes when I had it.
We got to go deal with that, man.
Yeah.
Oof. They might hang up 40 on a couple teams this year.
I phrase it as Mississippi State will no longer be the team that people are glad to see on the schedule.
What if they just turn into what 2024 Vanderbilt was, where it's the brand is still really embarrassing to lose to, but you look at that team, it's like there's a lot of challenges here that could bite us in the ass. They almost got Texas. They got Alabama that year. They had a solid team. Obviously, it wasn't a great football team. I don't think anyone's saying Mississippi State's going to be great this year, but I could see them becoming I hope we don't lose that one.
You know, it's going to be a football game where your defense has to show up.
For sure.
Because if they don't, they're going to get embarrassed.
Definitely.
And this quarterback in Kamario Taylor is that good. No, I'm not in they're going to be a 9-win football team this year, but that's not going to be your constant, Mississippi State, just a dub. Like they're going to get a couple of teams this year that most people look up and go, ha, 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 you lost to Mississippi State. You're trash. Not knowing that Kamario Taylor is an absolute dude and that offense is going to create a lot of problems. I got 2 more, so let me go and then you can go. I got 2 that fit in the same category, which is I think their quarterback drags them out of their current stature and breaks a glass ceiling into another era of football for them. NC State, okay? I believe in C.J. Bailey enough. For me, that's enough. C.J. Bailey is enough, and you'll see why when we ultimately break him down because he is in the mix of these 31 quarterback breakdowns, despite the fact that I don't think I've not once seen an NC State fan in our comment sections and in our chat, but hey, maybe we end up stumbling into those folks when we do that film breakdown, but that dude is uber talented, and I think he's gifted enough to give a lot of people problems.
He was a topic of conversation at this year's NFL Combine.
Yes, he
he was.
A hot topic.
And then the other one, and I know you got one more left. The other one for me is Cal for the same exact reasons as NC State. JKS is a dude.
Yes.
My question is, how much can Lupoy lift the rest of the Tides out there.
Yeah.
You know, as the new head coach, first-year head coach out there.
Yeah, I mean, last year felt very much of like, what is our quarterback going to be able to do for us today? And if he can't do everything, we might not win this football game. My final one is one that is very near and dear to my heart, and it's a team that I've loved for a long time.
Wiggle, Kirby.
It's a glass ceiling. No. That's the team everyone accuses me of loving. It's not my team. This glass ceiling has been in place for about 15 years now. It was put on hold for a while, but by God, I think they break it this year. The Kansas Jayhawks are going to break through and beat the Missouri Tigers this year. Haven't done it since 2008, but this is the year. Rock chalk, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is you or a person you know and love,
I'm never leaving
call
the
the number
spoon,
for
dude.
them.
I'm never leaving.
Put the number on the bottom of the screen,
I'll always have it in my hand.
Put the number on the bottom of the screen, Jonathan. Get this man some help.
It's heartbreaking.
We got tier talk. We got power rankings talks. And here's how we're going to do it. We got all 16 SEC member schools. Hey, a little preview for you guys. That's what's coming up soon.
Aura.
Man's dripping in aura out here today. All right, here's what we got going on. Tier 1, title contenders. Tier 2, they damn good. Tier 3, sneaky. Watch out. They might sneak up and get you. Tier 4, just pray. Just pray that everything's going to be okay on Saturday and you don't get blown up out of the building, even though most of the time you will. Where do you want to start? Should we start bottom up or top down?
I think the bottom is rather easy.
I think the bottom is rather easy. Okay. Let's start with Arkansas. Yep. Arkansas.
Oh, so we're going by tiers. I thought we were going to do
names. Oh, you want to go alphabetical order?
I thought that's what we were doing.
I'm down to go alphabetical order, too. I think that's a lot more
limit
concise.
Confusion.
All right, let's start with Alabama boys. Where do you think they're at?
I think it's pretty obvious that's a title contender, even though the
defense alone will get you there.
Exactly. I don't think that people are super confident they're going to win the national championship this year, but that is a team that very easily should be able to make the playoffs, even with a...
Yeah, I almost put them in Tier 2, but I ultimately decided to put them in Tier 1.
I did as well. I think they're guaranteed to be damn good. The question is, as to whether or not they're title contenders, is the offensive line intact? Did y'all actually, y'all address those issues, but did you address them with answers? The other thing is the quarterback position. You know how I feel about DeBoer and Grubb with their quarterback selections.
Yep.
I think they'll be fine. It's whether or not they can run the football. Lord knows they're going to be great on the defensive side of the football. If you told me today you think Alabama's the best defense going into 2026, I wouldn't push back on you much, okay? I would say Oregon, and then I would say probably Oklahoma, and then we start splitting hairs, I think, after that. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to Arkansas.
Pray. Put them hands together, dog.
Just prayers up to you out there.
Get on the knees, put the hands together, do a lot of it.
Help me, Jewish God. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. All right, we got Arkansas right there in the pray category. All right, let's go. That one's done. That one's done. Let's go to Auburn. I think it's a toss-up here. What do y'all got for the Auburn Tigers this year?
I think they're like the definition of a Tier 3 team.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I think that they have potential to earn a damn good tier, but right now we don't know enough about the offense. We feel like it's going to get better because Hugh Freeze is gone, but still, I think it's a sneaky team this year.
I think when I heard that Alex Golish said that they have a $30 million roster, the first thing I wondered was, what the hell did you spend on? And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. We got $48 million rosters in this conference. $30 million is not, I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not anywhere near championship caliber spending right about now in this conference.
Yeah, and just with that offense and Byron Brown and DJ Durkin calling defense, like, you get these guys on the wrong day. I mean, they will sneak up on you, and they will beat you.
Sneaky.
All right. How about these Florida Gators? I think for the last 3 years, the roster's been sneaky good,
mm-hmm.
Or at least good enough to sneak up on you and hasn't gotten the results that are required. Now I actually think they have football coaches out there worth of salt. I think they're in the damn good category personally.
They're my first Tier 3 team.
Yeah, I think that there's a real world where they are damn good, but I haven't seen anything that makes me feel that way. Like, yes, they're going to have better coaching. Yes, they're going to have better, like, they're still going to be a very talented roster. I do feel like we kind of said that when they went from Dan Mullen to Bayou Billy over there. Like, oh, the coaching's going to be better. So I'm not sold that they are damn good quite yet. They could be this year. There's a potential of that, but as of now, I'd vote them in sneaky.
I'll put them in blue for Brooks right here. I think they're damn good. I think this year they're an 8-4. borderline 9-3 football team. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people, and I'm willing to be wrong. I've said that all offseason with those guys. I put that one in blue just for my graphics, man. So when I tweet this out, it's my tears, not our tears. How about that? Little solo
fair.
me love.
Sounds fair.
You know, name on the back, not name on the front. Let's play for it every once in a while. All right, the University of Georgia. Go ahead, Homers.
Homers. I think
Okay, where would you like to put the Georgia Bulldogs?
I think objectively Georgia is a title contender, even if you aren't a fan of them. Yeah, I think 6 Georgia is going to be a title contender.
That's on me. Huh?
That's crazy.
What'd you say?
I just read what you put on the board.
He said, I think that 6 Georgia is...
That's a G.
No, that's a 6.
Kentucky.
Are
we still in prey category?
I think they're prey, but they could be sneaky, but I think it's more prey.
I think they'll be prey for 11 weeks out of the season, but there might be that one where it's like, oh my God, this is out of like they did to Ole Miss in 2024.
Yeah.
Like they were very much a prey team that year, but they somehow upset Ole Miss.
I think it was funny. I was looking at ESPN's FPI today, and I think they have the largest variance in wins and losses of anybody on that chart. They're projected anywhere from 4 to 8 wins.
8 wins?
Yeah, it's like 7.7. I rounded up.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 wins is still impressive.
I still think they're in prey category.
I agree.
Yeah, I think so too.
But, I mean, if they hit on Kenny Minchie.
Well, even if they hit on...
By the way, I don't know how we know that that's going to be a thing. He's only got like 20 careers.
Look, let's just put it in simple terms this way. You have a first-time head coach, a very young coach. Things are going to happen. Things that he doesn't know about yet. Things that, like learning, he has to learn this season. There's going to be learning moments for him. I think it's just safe to put him in prey now.
And here's the other thing. Like, yes, Kenny Minchie could be really, really good. We've seen really good rookie quarterbacks on top 5 draft teams. The teams don't get exponentially better in that first year. The foundation gets set, and I think if there's ever a team that's going to get out of the prey into a sneaky or damn good category, it is Kentucky. But for 2026, they're still in prey for me.
I think that's fair. Let's go to LSU. Second most expensive roster in the conference.
They're damn good.
I am not confident enough to put them in title contenders yet.
No, they're damn good.
I think damn good is fair.
Is that enough for LSU fans, even in year one?
Probably
It's been
not.
weird. Have y'all noticed how, like, the SEC network folks are like, they better go win or play for a title this year. And then LSU fans are like, you're an idiot. Shut up. You don't know anything about our football team. It's almost like LSU fans are downgrading the expectations for their own football team. Have y'all noticed this?
Yeah, and I think that's also just like no one likes being told what they better do. Like no one likes being told your coach better do this. And I think that all LSU needs is something to have a lot of hope for. You look at Brian Kelly's first year, they went 9-3 in the regular season. It wasn't a fantastic season by all means. Like they got smoked by Tennessee, had an embarrassing loss to a bad Texas A&M. But because they beat Alabama and somehow won the West, it was like, hey, this is a great year one for Brian Kelly. It's only up from here. So if Lane Kiffin can get a really good 8-4 or 9-3 and just barely miss playoffs, which is what I think they'll be, I think they'll be fine with it.
All right, let's go to Mississippi State. I think they're in the sneaky category.
I agree.
For all the things we laid out in our Breaking Glass segment.
I completely agree.
I think Mississippi State is one of these football teams. Hell, they were one of these football teams last year. They took Tennessee and Texas to overtime, did they not?
Yep.
Correct.
And that was with what I don't believe is to be the quarterback standard this year for them. I think Camario is that much better than what they were rolling with last year and just running him out there to run the football. Mississippi State is the definition of a sneaky football team in this conference.
Beat the top 15 Arizona State team at the time as well.
That's right. That's right. Biggest win in school history?
I don't believe so. I think their win against Auburn in 2014 was bigger.
Some reactions made me think that. Let's go to Missouri. Oh, man.
They're not a damn good team.
They're sneaky.
We're going to have a lot of sneaky teams in this category, I think, but I don't. There's not enough confidence that I can put them with the echelons of an LSU or some other teams that we're going to have on this list.
What'd they go? 11 wins, 10 wins, 9 wins?
I think so.
This is going to feel like a prayer season for them compared to that.
Now,
If that to them is the standard under Eli Drinkwitz, it's all like we're picking stick 9 wins. It ain't going to be that this year. I don't think.
They just aren't a prayer, though, for me.
No.
Like, they're better than that. They're not Arkansas and Kentucky this season. They're better than that.
No.
All right, we'll put Mizzou right there in tier 3. Oklahoma, to me, is a title contender,
Absolutely.
boys.
Yep,
They're
definitely
tier
a
1.
title contender.
All right, they go into tier 1, and not a lot of analysis needed there, huh?
No, I mean, look, if you make the playoffs last year and you return your starting quarterback, your offensive coordinator, your head coach, and your DC, you're a title contender until otherwise. So I have no qualms about putting them there.
All right. Let's go to Ole Miss. What do you guys think?
They're damn good.
I'm going to put them at damn good. I don't think anyone had them as title contenders last year. They went on an incredible run. They lost a lot of pieces from that incredible run. There's a possibility that they're title contenders again this year, but it's going to have to be on the backs of a really good quarterback and a really good running back, but I need to see more before I can say they're title
So they were a
contenders.
top 5 offense last year.
Yes.
What if they're a top 25 offense this year off of the quarterback, running back alone, and the defense takes a massive leap? Which I think is a very, very strong possibility. For those who don't do what we do all offseason, which is go through these rosters, nitpicking them and going through their roster additions, go look at what that defense added on the through the transfer portal. For years, they spent all their money offensively and made Pete Golding kind of piecemeal the defense. Now they have one of the higher quality rosters on paper on the defensive side of the football, for my money.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's valid arguments to be made about them being title contenders. I don't want to fight too hard on that, but I would have to put them in damn good right now. I can confidently say the 3 teams we have on the board are going to at least be in the college football playoff. It would be a shock if they're not. If Ole Miss takes a step back this year and goes 9-3, I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, my God.
What you think about South Carolina?
I mean, they're the definition of tier 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're the definition of it.
I think
I'd be praying if I looked at that schedule.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's also what makes it so sneaky because they're going to get one of those teams.
Yeah. All right. I'm down to go South Carolina here in tier 3.
Like, even when they were bad last year, almost all the games were like, hey, Lenora Sellers is a really talented quarterback. Dylan Stewart can wreck a game, and they almost did it to Alabama. So
This next team, Tennessee, I think when I did this mentally pre-show was the hardest for me to kind of categorize here.
I don't think they're going to be a damn good team. I don't think they're going to be a prey team. And
Well, this is how I looked at it is I don't feel like they're in the damn good category, but it feels kind of disrespectful to say they're sneaky. But I think they might be sneaky because I've laid it out this offseason of how nobody's really talking about Tennessee because they have a new quarterback coming in, whoever they're going to name the starter. The defense was kind of iffy last year. Tennessee's always been pretty dang good under Josh Heupel.
They're kind of like a hippopotamus.
Some might say.
Some might say they're like a hippopotamus.
From the outside, they're a cute little animal, but they're actually one of the most vicious animals.
They're
in the entire world.
responsible for the most human deaths on the planet,
this
Jonathan.
this is not our bag.
This is too much.
This
of a
is paying
deep cut.
respect.
This
This is
not
paying
our-
respect to one of the goats of metaphors,
this is
and
like
that's
when
J.D.
you-
Pickell.
this is
I
like
would
when you
never
cover it-
sit here and try and recreate myself
This
as
is-
J.D. Pickell.
This is like when you cover a Prince song. You let the goat handle it. We're film guys. We don't do the animal analogy.
I just needed everybody else to hear this take that may not have heard it because it needed to be heard.
It didn't get enough love.
No.
J.D. Pickell is a master at this.
He's the
for sure.
hippopotamus.
For sure, he's the goat of that. This is not our bag.
So are they damn good or sneaky good?
I put him sneaky.
Put him
but
sneaky,
God, I
but
feel so
I
disrespectful.
put him sneaky because, in my point of view, I think people are just kind of overlooking them this
So
year.
this is how I also mentally did it, right? Like these teams are going to be 10-2 or better. These teams are going to be 8-4. These teams are going to be 6-6, and these teams might fight for bowl eligibility and be 4-8. That's kind of how I did it.
right.
And if that's the case, the floor for me always feels like 8-4 for Josh Heupel. I find it hard to believe he's going to go 7-5, 6-6.
Yeah, it's why I had I had so much trouble placing them.
I'm putting him here.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I don't hate it at all.
I don't hate it.
They have great pieces on the roster. Like, if they hit on the quarterback, if the quarterback is good, they're going to be fine.
I mean, if Jim Knowles breathes any life into that defense, they're going to be a real problem for a lot of teams.
All right, Texas.
Contenders.
Yeah.
Very little debate need to be had there.
Yeah, no analysis.
Yep, none needed. Texas A&M, what do y'all got?
I think that's also another team where there's
I put them in tier 2.
I did too.
There's a lot of questions for me with that team.
yeah.
I think they're going to be good, but there's just so many question marks for them. Like, I think that one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot, and something that I certainly look over, is like Marcel Reed is a great quarterback. That dude threw 10 or 11 interceptions last year.
I think Texas A&M was the epitome of a damn good football team last year that got a really, really lucky bounce on how their schedule played out. And I would be very surprised if they get better this year, per se, especially with losing Colin Klein. I would say they're damn good.
Prayers up.
Yeah, I put pray.
Yeah, I think it's back
Prayers
to
up for Vandy.
Just pray that your relevance remains.
I think we're having a return to normalcy for Vanderbilt.
That's a great way to put it. That's the way I've pointed all offseason. I think the window's 2 more years from now. Just stow the reserves. Last year, Jared Curtis, push your chips in.
Yep.
Push your chips in. Did y'all see the reporting? Apparently The Athletic reported that he got a Bryce Underwood-esque deal.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that dude's starting week 1. He better be. He better be. You're going to have Nate Bargatze walking into your office saying his first cuss word of the month. I mean, you're going to have to start that dude.
But if, like you just said, if it's we're going to wait to push our chips in, don't you think we need to just let the kid develop? Like you talk about all the time, scarring your quarterback.
Well, that depends on how good they think the other parts are.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Also,
it was like,
have you read quotes from Jared Curtis?
Yeah, that's true, too. I mean, he put it in his announcement of when he committed to Vanderbilt of, this is what I've done my entire career.
I'm finna be a god at this place.
He definitely has confidence in himself. But we've talked about before. There are millions of examples of a high-profile guy gets thrown to the wolves too quickly and he's scarred for the rest of his career. I don't think it's a crime against humanity if they don't start him right away, even with the money they're giving him.
You know what people do think is a crime against humanity?
What's that?
Kirk Cignetti bowing out of the Notre Dame series. Did y'all see this?
Yeah.
SI Sports Illustrated reporting today that Indiana has requested to get out of their series against Notre Dame in the coming years. This is going to be a contrarian take because I love great football games as much as the next guys. Good on Indiana. I've said this about Notre Dame for years now, and I will be consistent about this point. Hell, I said this when USC chose to take a break from them in order to get the timing of that game with the way they wanted to and the way they deserved to have it, which is not pigeonholed in between Ohio State and Oregon. Meanwhile, you get to play Navy, then play us, and then go play Army. That's not exactly fair. And I know the world's not fair. Get over it, all that good stuff. But we on this channel have talked about for years. I wish everybody would just stop scheduling Notre Dame and force their butt into a conference because it creates such a kerfuffle at the end of the year. It's going to consistently, this mindset of why am I playing 9 conference games and choosing to play another top 12 team just because. Indiana doesn't need your money. They have Big Ten television money, all right? Texas does not need your money. They have Texas money, all right? So this whole idea also okay, ticket prices because Notre Dame, get over yourselves. I've always said this about them. I will remain consistent about this. I do not care for Notre Dame being out of a conference. Get your butt in a conference like everybody else. By the way, if you were in the Mountain West last year, you would have been a playoff team, just to remind you of that. And now we have the Memorandum of Understanding, which is another caveat that allows you to continue to do this. On top of your NBC Sports deal, on top of the fact that, you're also tied to a major religion in this sport, and every Catholic feels like they have to root for Notre Dame if they don't have a college football team. So it helps your viewership around the world. I understand all of the reasons why you're allowed to do this. And if everyone else could do this, they would do it. You're the only one that's allowed to do it and can get away with it. I understand all of the argument points from Notre Dame people. Get your butt in a conference. And this is a byproduct of this. Indiana doesn't want to play you. And USC has basically said, if you won't play us week 1, we won't play you at all. And Notre Dame finally said, okay, we'll play you week 1. And now that rivalry comes back in 2030. So I'm okay with it. I know that's a contrarian take. I know everybody wants them to play. Everybody wants everybody to play 12 games against the Dallas Cowboys. But for our viewership purposes, I'm fine with this. I don't know how y'all feel about this.
I mean, if they're going to continue to not reward strength of schedule, do whatever you need to do to ensure your likelihood of making the college football playoff. But I also understand the outrage from other people that are like, Kirk Cignetti got in front of a microphone and talked all this smack, and then here he is backing out of one of these big challenges that he could face on his schedule. I also understand those people too.
Yeah, the optics and timing of it aren't great, but I understand why they did it.
Nobody cares what you do in September. You have to win in January nowadays. and you have to get there first to be able to win in January. So like all these strength of schedule things that we do and we argue about it, and hell, I get a good chuckle out of it every time I tweet about it. The SEC having 16 of the 20th hardest schedules in college football, that's all fine and dandy. It don't mean nothing. It means absolutely jack if you don't win in January. So that's all you should prioritize, winning in January, and that's all that matters. So, all right, let's toss it to the local hour. Appreciate you guys. See you on the other side of the break.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog?
What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
All those hundreds of new Notre Dame subscribers we earned the last 24 hours. Just unsubscribed in a heartbeat right there. Sorry. It's been our take from the jump on that. It's one of the things that sticks in my craw. Welcome to the local hour. We have a whole nother loaded hour for you guys. We finna talk that dog. All right, let's get after it. What the new eligibility rules could potentially mean for the University of Georgia in 2026. We're also going to give you our position battle predictions, not previews, predictions. We're going to tell you who we think wins these battles. Going through this, a lot of who's the backup battles going on.
Yeah, but they're important.
Yeah, they are. Most of the starters, though, are seemingly spoken for. We also have some commitment news to recap. Some love to the dog post tonight.
Yes.
Kirby read an article that he enjoyed, so we're going to talk about that tonight. Matt DeBerry write it, or did Dean Legge write it? Who wrote that thing?
That was written by Dean Legge.
Dean Legge, the GOAT, one of the GOATs. Many GOATs in this Georgia local beat
Good
space.
group of people.
A great group of guys. Now a massive conglomerate. Shout out to those guys. UJ Sports and Dodge HQ combining forces over there. NFL rookie updates as well. I'll leave that to our NFL correspondent, Jonathan Williams. Lord knows I ain't watched Sunday ball.
Yeah, that's right, Kirby.
I didn't know you got
Back out of
promoted.
it.
Well, you're just a Raider guy.
Yeah.
What is he? Is he not just a Falcons
I'm the
guy?
everything guy.
He's the everything guy. I go to him when I need all.
Look at this. Baseball on the whiteboard.
Oh,
Don't see you
hey,
giving
look,
out
the second
baseball takes.
this show starts talking about baseball, you're right. You lose me. I have no knowledge on that. Dodgers bad. That's all I know.
Hey, make sure you're liking this. Make sure you're liking the stream, subscribing if you haven't already, and please be sure to tell a friend. Man, been a great night here on the stream. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Seth Williams is a dog. How about
Good
that?
news on the trail.
Some damn good news on the trail, and boy, was it needed. It's been like a whole month and a half since Georgia got a commitment, it felt like.
I think it has been about that long.
Was it really that long since Adrian Cole committed?
Been about 2 weeks since
Yeah.
the Dogs had a commitment on the trail.
Wasn't that long, but
It felt like
it hasn't been one of the usual Georgia summers on the trail. Usually we're sitting here and they have 26 commits, and it's like, that might be it, boys and girls. They are done. There is nothing left really for them to do other than try and flip a 5-star if they'd like.
There was like a big uproar about, oh my God, we're only like the 19th ranked team in the composite rankings. I think they're inside the top 10 now. Is that right?
I don't know if they're that far. I don't know.
I think they're inside the top 10 on 24/7.
Okay. Well, that might be the
I don't know
case.
what they are on 3 and Rivals.
I think they're like the 14th or
Chat's
15th.
saying they're 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
there
so
you go.
we'll be fine.
happened really, really quickly. Already back up
What do you
inside
know?
the top 10. I think we set the over-under at 7.5.
Yeah, it was
when
right
we,
around
when we were
there.
breaking down that initial panic fever that folks were having in the chat. But, man, Seth Williams, I think is one of these football players that's going to skyrocket up recruiting rankings. We loved that tape when we broke it down last week when previewing his commitment. And it's very, very important. I don't think they're done in the safety room. Adrian Cole's going to be a safety. Seth Williams is a safety. I don't think they're done in that room. They're going to try to flip a couple more at that position, and they need to because that position is going to get really, really thin this offseason, boys.
Oh, yeah, very quickly.
Yeah.
We've talked about the amount of bodies that likely will leave. There's some that could stay, but there's a good chance that you're looking at five safeties or DBs departing your roster this year.
I mean, you hope for the sake of your 2025 season that a lot of those guys leave because it means they've played good enough. If they're coming back in 26, it means things might not have gone so
well. Good on that. Great news. Great news. Seth Williams added into the mix there. Some new eligibility rules. There was a court order or a judge issued a court order. Is that how that worked out there in Colorado?
I believe so, yeah.
Stating that any 2022 high school graduates that wanted to play college football this year or college athletics this year, they are deemed ineligible. And normally those court cases set precedents for other potential winnings in these types of deals. It felt like a national order the way that it was announced as well. So here's the deal. Who are some football players that could fit under this category for 2022 high school graduates that Georgia should ultimately maybe think about bringing back? Should be noted, Josh McCray, 2021 high school graduate, because that would have been the perfect one right there.
Yeah.
Is to just bring him in and be your third down back.
Well, considering I think Dylan Bell has signed a contract technically with the Minnesota Vikings, I believe it is, so I don't think he would be eligible. I know Noah Thomas has been getting thrown around. He's currently at training camp with the Cincinnati Bengals alongside Colby Young, so I don't know that he would be available. I think it is really just like Ja'Cory Thomas. I think that's really about it.
What if, something – hope this doesn't happen, but maybe Drew Miller slips a little bit at practice and Georgia needs a punter all of a sudden.
But he's already expunged all of his years, correct?
Is that what it is? Is that you not?
I thought it was players who did not utilize their final year. This is the other thing about this.
It makes no
hard
sense
to understand.
And I think
is.
these very discussions are being had in Buttsmere, or at least have been had of, screw it. I don't know how this is going to work. Probably kick and punt on this.
So Cash Jones is going to make an NFL roster, I think, right?
Some people are saying that he's got a good chance to make the Falcons roster.
Y'all keep throwing names out because I had two from the building that they actually are thinking about or potentially thinking about.
Like by technical, well, no, because he signed his contract. Like this is the thing is like I don't know that there really is many other names.
Cole Spear and Dylan Bell.
But see, I thought Dylan signed a contract.
Yeah, but what happens if he doesn't make the roster? Is he allowed to come back?
But that's the thing is I think the wording on it is if they have signed a contract in the NFL, they cannot return.
He hasn't signed a contract yet. He signed a signing bonus. It's not a year-long contract.
Well, I mean, if it works out, then it works out. But
yeah,
that's the thing again. Like I don't know. I don't think many people know. If anybody.
Cole Spear basically retired from football.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Special teams demon.
I was about to say you could use a special teams demon.
You could always use a special teams demon.
Professional participation. I think Dylan Bell would fall under professional participation.
But also at the same point, like someone has been playing in this position Cole Spear was playing on special teams. It's such a counter recruiting point for you to bring a guy back 3 weeks before fall camp begins or 4 weeks before the season begins.
Didn't the center from Texas sign an NFL contract?
He went to NFL minicamp.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between going to NFL minicamp?
Well, he got his own TRO. Like, that's his own separate thing.
Yeah. Like this
he was able to get the restraining order against the NCAA himself and return to Texas.
This is basically a court order of like, yeah, those guys can come back.
He's not utilizing this rule. He's doing his own separate thing right now.
TRO him to death.
And I don't even
could.
And is he even on a roster right now? Is he back on Texas's roster?
Yeah, the Cole Hudson kid, they added him back.
Okay.
Which then again, like I don't know how those Texas offensive linemen feel, but again, like it's just weird.
I would imagine he was in Austin all off season, just waiting for the TRO to get approved.
That's a fair point.
They knew they were going to get approved because, I mean, apart from Joey Aguilar, no one's lost one of these.
Well, and the other point about this rule is like there's only one. Because I know Ja'Cory Thomas has supposedly shown the interest of returning to college. So no disrespect to him whatsoever. But, like, really the only, like, prominent – I put that in quotations – prominent name I've seen show interest is, like, a guy like Thomas Castellanos. He's the only one where it's, like, maybe someone gives that guy a shot.
Yeah, but does he have to go back to Florida State?
I think so, because he didn't enter the portal back in the winter.
They're so far down the rabbit hole of Ashton Daniels, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a better quarterback,
wrong
by
decision
the way.
but you should start Ashton Daniels for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Tommy Castellanos is the answer to save Norvell's job. I think we learned what that was going to be last year.
Correct.
So, yeah, very interesting proceeding right there. We'll see what ultimately happens. I don't think Georgia adds any of these guys. I just thought it was worth talking about. I could see a Cole Spear playing another year of college football.
Sure. I mean, he was a fantastic player for what he did.
Maybe actually get him some position time burn.
I mean, if that's happening,
maybe not.
If that has to happen, sure. But I would venture to guess that James Coley would prefer Cole Spear does not have to get some position time burn. No disrespect to Cole Spear, I think it just is what it is. So
could use a pump block every once in a while. Though.
Absolutely.
And just a good culture guy.
For sure. I mean, there's nothing. I have nothing negative to say about Cole Spear as a football player, as a Georgia Bulldog. I mean, he's done things that are incredible. Like that punt block will forever.
He's like equate Kyrus Jackson.
Yes. I don't know about all different.
Equate, yes.
Yeah, he's like 85% Kyrus Jackson.
I think we're undermining how good Kyrus Jackson is.
Kyrus Jackson, the year he broke his hand, where he's just a scout team demon.
Okay.
Good with that. That's fine.
How about
yes.
that? All right.
I think Kyrus Jackson had like 500 yards.
Oh, Kyrus Jackson, I think, still in the league on special teams as a punt returner.
Yeah, he's with somebody. I know that.
He spent like 2 years with the Titans. All right, let's do these position battle predictions. All right. Do y'all have a prediction for the offensive line? Because I do.
I think
It's really just figuring out the last guy. If we're talking traveling squad, I think that's usually how we break this down.
I have a prediction for who's going to be the starting five.
Oh, I mean, I could give you a prediction right now.
I think the only thing
Is it going to be right?
Don't know.
I think the only thing I would probably figure out is who's going to be where, because we know Juan and Donnie are going to be on. But is Juan going to play guard or is Juan going to play tackle? I would venture to guess that for week 1, because it's a non-consequential game, you're probably going to see Ja Jackson starting. So it's like, hey, what can this guy actually do?
I don't know if you see him start. I would say that it probably, if I had to say it today, I think first drive, first possession of Tennessee State, I think it's Ernest Green. I don't see Zakai Helton being out there at the very first possession. But it seems like it's growing as a very strong possibility. So for the sake of it, I'll say Zakai is left guard. Mm-hmm. Then you got Drew Bobo. Then you got Donnie at right guard, and it's Juan Gasson at right.
Zakai Helton's going to win a job.
Definitely.
Zakai Helton, I think it's going to be Ernest Green, Donnie Glover, Drew Bobo, Zakai Helton, Juan Gaston. And Ja Jackson's off the bench.
Yeah, very next possession, it's Ja Jackson out there somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's my prediction, is the fact that Zakai Helton's going to send Ja Jackson to the bench.
Inadvertently by taking a guard spot.
Yeah, because no way we're not playing Juan Gaston.
Yeah. Right. Understand.
Juan Gaston will play every snap he's available for this year.
Yeah.
To the point where even when Ja needs snaps, Juan will go to guard. Mm-hmm. And Zakai will come off the field. But I think by Tennessee State, he has a month to beat that dude out. It's going to happen. I think it's going to be to the point where – because, they reward these types of football players. Mm-hmm. If you're the baddest dude on the field constantly every time you take a snap during practice, they're going to play you, especially on the offensive and defensive lines. That kid is that. Zakai Helton will win a job and send Ja Jackson to the bench. That's my prediction.
I believe it.
What's your prediction for quarterback 2?
Before we go to quarterback 2, I think it is worth discussing what does the center position look like behind Drew Bobo, because there is a pseudo battle going on there right now between Malachi Tolliver and Cortez Smith.
Yeah, I think Cortez being a true freshman last year, they probably felt like it was too much to throw him out there. But by now, I think it's the Drew Bobo Cortez Smith show. Okay. And Malachi Tolliver becomes what he was brought in to be, which is to be a very solid piece in the room. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they ever took, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I don't think they ever took Malachi Tolliver out of Cartersville High School envisioning that he was going to start for 3 years at Georgia.
Yeah.
Or even be in the rotation for 3 years at Georgia. Now, I can guarantee you they took Cortez Smith thinking that was what that was going to be. Mm-hmm. So I think that discussion point is kind of almost moot for me. We'll see what it ultimately looks like. I thought Cortez looked really good in the spring game, too, going back and watching it. So.
I just know that they give nods to older guys initially. Like the young guy has to do something to take it away. So, I mean, maybe Cortez has done enough of that. Maybe what they saw in the Sugar Bowl was enough to say, okay, maybe Malachi needs another year of practice before we can throw him out there. But I don't know. I thought it was worth discussing at least.
Quarterback 2. What's your prediction?
I'll roll with Ryan Puglisi to start out at least. I think that the first quarterback off the bench against Tennessee State, I think it's going to be Ryan Puglisi. You talk about giving a nod to older guys, and especially thinking like how close it feels, how close this battle feels. I think in that situation, you're going to give the nod to the guy that's been in the system longer than the other one, and not to mention Ryan Montgomery, not completely healed from his injury, but there's still a year that he was basically missing until he was able to go live at practice, like as live as a quarterback can go.
Yeah, I would bet on the ceiling for one more camp. One more camp, roll him out there, roll Ryan Puglisi out there as the 2 versus Tennessee State. If he plays turnover-free, roll him back out there against Western Kentucky. Mm-hmm. If we're still throwing, what in the hell are you thinking about interceptions, then you're going to lose the job. Yeah. And it'll be Ryan Montgomery.
There's 2 scenarios I have in this of we get into the season and it is like we just said where you're right, they reward the old
boys. Media availability.
When?
Oh, when?
Wednesday. Yeah.
What time?
11:30. Kirby Smart.
I can be there if you need.
Nah, I think I might roll out there.
Okay.
Yeah. We're back. Football season is here.
Yes, we are.
What do you think he starts with? Tremendously excited for camp.
Super excited to be back in camp. We've got a good team this year. These guys are hungry. We've got a lot of work to do.
I bet he gives a shout-out to the baseball team.
Shout out to the baseball team. They won't have had a practice yet, have they?
No.
So then he
wants the energy to be good.
Yeah, he won't say anything about how the energy's been. He'll say what he wants from it. So we all know what it's going to be. But no, getting back to this quarterback debate, there's 2 scenarios that play out in my head. There's scenario A, like we just talked about, where Ryan Puglisi is QB2. They give him the reps. They give him the nod because he's got the age. He's got the experience.
Ooh, and practice availability.
On day 1?
On day 1.
Nice. You'll get 10 minutes.
No videos.
Shocker.
No videos. Photo allowed. So, there we go.
We love that.
I'll ask Leland if one of you guys can come with me. Maybe 2 of you. Who knows?
Maybe.
You know?
All right.
I mean, if they're going to let 7 from one group go, we might as well let 3 from another go, right?
We will take whatever you give us.
We're not here to sneak this or anything like that.
I wasn't sneak dissing. I was just stating facts.
If they have room, we would happily show up.
I'd
the
be
sidelines are pretty big out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be
got
happy.
a lot of space out there on the practice field.
The 2 scenarios I have in mind. Obviously, one we just talked about with Ryan Puglisi. Let's say, God forbid, something happens. We have a JT Daniels situation where, Gunner's oblique hurts or Gunner got hit too hard. He can't go this week.
Mm-hmm. Who's
the starter then? Does that change? Because we went through all of 2021 with, hey, Carson Beck is QB2.
I got the answer. It's Ethan Barbour.
Oh, I mean, that would be interesting. We're running Wildcat. But no, that's because that would be interesting to me because I feel like there is a sense of you're a quarterback 2 behind the guy. But if we need a starter, we're going to have a different type of battle.
Let me cook for a minute.
Go ahead.
Let me cook right quick. All right. Tennessee State in the books. Dogs win 65-0. Whatever the score is. Whatever the score is. They walk into the QB room Sunday. No Gunner. Gunner's not there. Gunner's not present for the quarterback meeting.
Tending to the cows.
Hey, both Ryans. Gunner's got a concussion. Can't go this week.
He's tending to the cows. Let's not even talk about the C word.
Okay. Tending to the cows right now. Had to help Dad out this morning.
They took him out to the
Gunner is not available to play this week.
Mm.
We got a battle going on for you two to take on the starting role. Meanwhile, Gunner's healthy the whole time. He's playing on Saturday.
Ooh.
But you work up an actual competition in the week because Gunner doesn't need to start preparing yet for Western Kentucky. I think he'll be all right then.
I like this stratagem against Tennessee State a little bit more than Western Kentucky.
Yeah, but you don't want them crapping their pants.
I mean, neither of them are that
starter.
good, but neither of them should beat you. You should be able to run the ball and play defense and win both games.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a little too much pressure if you say they got to do it week 1.
Yeah,
if we already got one behind us and you tell them, hey, he'll be available after this, but one of you is going to be starting on Saturday. Meanwhile, it's not true. They're not starting, but they think they are.
Mm-hmm.
So it provides fake competition. Who rises above in that moment?
Yeah, and I think it takes me back to 2021 because there was a perceived backup as the season went on that got completely turned into a battle for starting quarterback positions underway, and the older guy or this guy wanted out that we thought was QB3. So that's all I'm saying is, like, does that happen with the Ryans where, yeah, we have our QB2 right now until we need a new QB1? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes total sense. Running back 3, my prediction is that it's Peanut, but in a very small, specific role.
Mm-hmm.
Pun intended?
No.
Okay.
What would that role be?
Gadget back, throw him some truck tosses, get him in some wide zone, stretch looks.
Does he not become the –
I say this because, guys, I don't think I would ever, as a football coach right now, I don't think I would ever give Peanut 17 carries in a football game.
No. I mean, running back 3's never gotten 17 carries in a football game.
Dejon Edwards.
So that brings up a kind of a good question then of not that I foresee this happening at all, but let's say there is a week where one of Nate or Chauncey can't go. Who then takes on those carries? Because you just said we don't feel comfortable giving Dwight that many carries. And if he's going to have to supplement one of Chauncey or Nate on a Saturday, does it then just become, all right, now we're working both Bo and Dwight to fill in those carries?
I like that. Yeah, it'll be Bo Walker and Peanut, which, by the way, knowing how those two careers and Chauncey and Nate have gone so far, you can almost guarantee one of them's going to miss a game.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost guarantee it right now.
Has Nate missed a game?
Certainly been
Nate's had the we're going to let you rest and recoup.
We're going to let you figure it out right quick.
Yeah, because, you fumbled the ball. But I didn't want to, so either way. But no, I agree in that you don't want to have Dwight Phillips getting 15, 16 carries. I do think that he's kind of on track to become the Cass Jones role where it's, hey, we need someone out of the backfield. Unless Chauncey or Nate can really take up that role for you, which would be huge, I think that is kind of what running back 3 is going to become. So
yeah. And Chat's asking, can Peanut catch? Yes. In fact, when he came to college, I thought he was going to be a wide receiver. I was rather shocked that he was listed as a running back and has become a stay-at-home running back. That I thought he was going to be a slot receiver when he first came out. I was looking more like Mecole Hardman than we're going to mold him into James Cook. Because I don't know if Peanut will ever be 210 pounds.
No, probably not.
So, yeah, he can definitely be your third down back, no doubt. Cornerback 3. We know it's DeMello. We know it's Ellis. My prediction is it's Gentry Williams.
I'm going.
Yeah, Gentry Williams was a very nice surprise in the spring game because at the beginning of when he got brought on to Georgia, it was injury-riddled career. Let's see what he can make of it at Georgia. Maybe some things click. Maybe he gets healthy. We'll just see how that one goes. And then him and Jonte Gilbert are out there taking just about every single rep in the defensive back room, and both of them played really, really well. I would say probably Gentry just because he has more experience. Like, he's at least played before on Saturdays. But, I mean, Jonte Gilbert looked good as well in the spring game. So I think it'll be a good battle for both of them.
I am vehemently against this rule because I think it's bad principle. But based on the few snaps that I saw from spring game, I think Braylon Conley is going to give a big run at this. I was very impressed with what I saw in that he played the ball on the air. He did not panic. He stayed stride for stride with all the receivers on the roster. I think Braylon Conley has an excellent chance to kind of secure that cornerback through role because that's not exactly something that they stamp week one. It's very much,
for sure.
Here's the two guys. We're going to rotate everyone else behind you and see who can swim in these.
By week 6, it might be Justice Fitzpatrick.
I mean, it could be that. I mean, we'll figure it out. So this is one we'll probably not really get a solidified answer to unless one of them is just playing out of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
who's going to win that safety spot? I got a prediction.
I do too.
I know who's going to start.
Zion.
Yeah, because I know who's probably going to be serving a suspension.
That's what. Yeah, suspension.
What else would you call that?
Well, I'm just saying it's not going to be one of these things that it's like it's not going to be a known fact.
I was shocked he got through SEC Media Days without having to talk about that.
I was too. Like, not a single question.
Absolutely stunned that he went through, like, even in the breakout meetings, like, he didn't get asked what's going on with Jamali
He didn't
Riddle.
get a single one of those questions.
No.
Of those questions.
We know why. Because we're on 2 or 3 years of those questions being asked and it being, yeah, it's an internal matter right now. Very unfortunate situation. Like the coach speak to oblivion, where it's like this isn't even a headline for us anymore. So that's why that happens.
But I was more so saying it won't be one of these where like Kirby outright says, "Yeah, he's suspended," because he doesn't do that. It's just
No, he'll get asked post game, why didn't Jamali Riddle play today?
He couldn't go today. We decided not. Something like that.
Okay.
He re-aggravated something, or I mean,
personal matters.
Yeah, it'll be what it'll be.
Well, personal matters is too close to we suspended him.
Personal matters.
I think it's also worth talking about that. Like, do you guys remember what they did with the star position in 2021? How that was
They did a lot.
Pretty much just a revolving.
They did a lot.
A revolving door of like, all right, get Latavius Brini out there. All right, now we're gonna put Dan Jackson. Let's just see which one of these.
Time is William.
Yeah,
Poole.
William Poole. Come on and see what you can do. Like,
I do that.
he played. He played. All right.
Oh no, William Poole was not a bad football player.
Oh, I know.
My reaction off camera was for a totally different reason.
I know the reason. But they just kept putting in different guys to see what's working. It was kind of stylistic. I think that's kind of might be what they do. I think Zion Branch is a formidable player there. I think Rayshon Dinkins has absolutely shown he is more than worthy of earning some time there. We all think Jamali Riddle is going to be a player. I think it's going to be one of those, for this moment, we need this player type situations where there's not going to be a true starter. They're just going to have a bunch of role players in that back end.
Who's going to win the punt returning job, and why is it not Zacoby White-Heldon?
Ooh, why is it not?
Why is it not Zacoby White-Heldon?
Who else is in this running? Landon Roldan?
Because London Humphreys can catch the ball.
So if I remember correctly, the guys returning kicks on the final play of the Sugar Bowl and the final kickoff when it got turned into a safety was Landon Roldan and
Cash. Cash was always on kickoff.
Cash Jones. So if history serves correct, it's going to be probably Dwight Phillips and Landon Roldan.
Chat saying Talon Taylor. I don't want him to expose himself to any type of injury other than on offense playing receiver.
For people
wrap him in bubble wrap.
For people in chat, and I don't want to give him this moniker yet, that's the equivalent of being like, Arian Smith's fast, he needs to return kicks.
Yeah. Also, like, he came up lame on the first play of the spring game because he ran into someone's back and fell down on the ground and then limped the rest of the spring game.
That was tough.
So, again, not like Talon's going to be great. I just need Talon to stay on the field, and anything that might cause concern for that, not worth it. There was a time period at Georgia where they went like 7 weeks without even returning a punt. No matter how much room you had back there, you fair catch that thing, and you catch the ball, and let's get on offense.
I think that's what they like when it was Malachi and them taking punts. The rule was you are fair catching every single time. You just have to catch the ball.
And that was the discussion you and I had before the show. Is like, how do they even decide who starts this? Because it's not a drill. It's not practice where you can figure out who has the best returning instincts. 99% of the time, it's who catches the ball. That's all that really matters to Kirby Smart. Can we secure the possession, and can you make the right decisions?
Well, I can remember them also having situational punt returners. Like, sometimes it would be the hands guy. Like, if there's a good chance they're going to pin us back deep, like if they're on the other side of the field or they're on their own 45-yard line or whatever it is and they're punting, probably going to go with a guy that just has good hands. You know, he's going to catch the ball.
Right.
Don't have to worry about it there. But if they're backed up on their own 10 and they're punting, then you might throw out your Zacoby White-Heldon or something like that, where we're probably going to get a good chance at returning this. Let's put our playmaker out there.
I agree. I think it's one of those where the first priority is always going to be who's going to catch this ball. And then the next will be who gives us the best chance for explosives or so-and-so. So
Nick.
What's
when
that?
they threw Anthony Evans back to return the punt in the 2023 Alabama game, dang near housed it.
That's when
Dude, that was the. Didn't they like fake return it or like do some trick play there?
I think so.
They did the
two returners.
Yes.
Yeah, they did the two
returners. It
returners.
was who's the other guy? Was it Malachi in the backfield?
Might have been. I don't know.
It was one person and Anthony Evans, and basically it was like half the Alabama side ran the other returner. Anthony Evans got down to like the 15. That's honestly when I was like, oh, they're gonna come back and win the game. We know how that went.
All right, so we know Xavier McLeod and Elijah Griffin are going to be the first 2 defensive tackles on this defensive line. The question for position prediction is, who are the next 2?
I'd say pretty firm believer in Joshua Horton being one of those guys. Based on how he played last year, he was rotated in a lot. I thought he played well. He's a great depth piece to have. I would say I'm pretty confident he'll be one of those. And then you would assume that it's going to be Jordan Hall, but like we talked about last week, or at least I talked about last week, it's a huge fall camp for Jordan Hall because he's got to hold off a whole bunch of guys behind him on the depth chart
That have
right
also
now.
been here a while.
And that have been healthy, have been practicing. He hasn't.
Yeah, I think it's Jordan Hall, or it's obviously Joshua Horton as one of the next 2 up, and then
Certainly.
But I think for that matter, it almost makes it a battle between Nnamdi Agboko and Nasir Johnson because we can't roll 2-3 techs out there.
Right.
No.
You know, like Joshua Horton and Jordan Hall are very similar skill sets when healthy. So you need one of those. Oh, we need to bump to mint. Who can play 0? I don't think Joshua Horton or Jordan Hall are comfortable playing 0, whereas Nnamdi Agboko or Nasir Johnson is. So I think that's where, and it's again why you hit the nail on the head. It is a massive fall camp for Jordan Hall, and assuming he is healthy to go this fall camp. I'm sure Kirby will get asked about that on Wednesday.
For sure.
How healthy is Jordan Hall? Now, for the 2 snaps that Gabe Harris and Quintavious Johnson come off the field this year, who joins Chase Linton on the field?
Already counting Chase Linton as one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great question. I don't know that I could give you an answer to that.
Maris Williams injury really hurts you.
Yeah, I think it's J.J. Hane or Joseph Jonah.
I'll say they don't put J.J.A. out there, would they?
Yeah, but that'll be the pairing.
Yeah.
Because Chase is going to play Jack.
Right.
So is it J.J. Hane? Is it Joseph Jonah Ajonye? Who is that other defensive end?
You would like for it to be one of those 2 guys. You would like for it to, like, ideally you would want it to almost be JJA because, I mean, this was a guy that was one of the highest ranked recruits in his class. Needs some return on investment in that one, and hopefully he's ready to go this year and be an impactful player. I think he can be that. Yeah. Just got to have consistent play out of him.
Well, he's a guy that's flashed at times where you really think, okay, I could see this happening. Oh, okay. And, hasn't put it all together yet. He got injured his freshman year, had some moments sophomore year, but – year 3, maybe that's a universal rule.
I just hope to hear nothing but warm and fuzzies about Isaiah Gibson this fall camp.
Yeah. Need some good vibes
I just hope sources are raving and not like booster sources. I want to talk to coaches that are like, dude, if something like a switch flipped, he found it.
And I feel like that does happen like at every single fall camp where there's a player where you feel like for maybe a year of their career, maybe 2 years of their career, haven't heard much about them, and then you go into spring hoping that this is a spring that things are going to click for them, where you're hearing about them, you still don't hear about them, and then you get to fall camp, and it's like whatever happened from April until August, something happened and everything's figured out for him. Like he's actually going to play this year. We have some expectations for him this year. Hopefully that is the case for Isaiah Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, I think and it's a different position, but a year 3, year 4 bump, perfect example is Quay Walker. I mean, that was a guy that showed flash plays, had some impact plays, but year 4 was first round. Oh, my God, what is this freak? So,
you want to love up this Dog Post article?
Yeah, let's do it because
shout out to the friends over there at Dog Post. They're great people.
I always appreciate when people do good work within no matter where, anywhere, even if it's not our work. So Dog Post and specifically Dean Legge had a really good and really detailed piece today around Gunnar Stockton, and it basically just highlights Gunnar Stockton's journey from Rabun County to where he was on the bench for Georgia for a few years to where he is now. And I think it is a puff piece. It is something that is meant to kind of hype up Gunnar Stockton to the fan base, but it's not a very hard thing to do. And if there is a player in college football that deserves to be liked, it is Gunnar Stockton. There's a couple of quotes in here that really just personify who he is as a player. One of them he gives us talks about how playing Georgia football is kind of living the dream. Quote, when you're standing in the tunnel and see everyone, all you can see is kind of that upper row and all the fans up there. You see red and black. It definitely gives you chill bumps. It's pretty neat to be like, hey, this is kind of what I dreamed of when I was younger. And I think that's the cool part. Some people lose focus on why you fall in love with the game of football. It's neat growing up in Georgia, being a Georgia boy, getting to play at the University of Georgia. It's definitely very special. It's the epitome of everything that this guy did. He sat on the bench for years. He got thrown into the fire immediately and won you an SEC championship. Even this year, coming into the offseason, contract negotiations, he specifically took less. Remember how his agent tweeted that out? He took less for the team because he knew that was better for it. There are very few examples in college football today of players that are through and through just for their team. And I think Gunnar Stockton is kind of the not the last of a dying breed, but one of the very few rarities that takes place in there. And so it's a really good article on Dog Post. Dean Legge did some great work on that. There's a couple other quotes in there. He includes Kirby's quote about how they went whitewater rafting this year and how Gunnar threw himself around the seat, what he said on SEC Media Days. So really good quote, really good post, and honestly, just perfectly encapsulate what Gunnar Stockton is. So I had to give a shout out there.
The damnedest of good dogs.
That's
what this dude's going to go down as. He's going to go down as one of the most loved Georgia football players that has played in the last 15 years.
I mean, watching him on Saturdays last year was – I hate using this just because I know how people are going to connect the dots when I say this, but it was a breath of fresh air. It was such a good sight to see a player like Gunnar Stockton line up and play quarterback for Georgia last year, because – I think it was something that was missing from some previous teams, of a guy that just laid it all on the line every single day, took no crap from anybody, and just did whatever it took every single time.
And you saw shades of this in 2023. You didn't see it a lot in 2024, obviously. It's been a long time since it felt like the quarterback that was lining up under center for Georgia football was – I'll never say universally because we know how this fan base is, but 90% of Georgia fans were hoping he succeeded. You didn't have that with Carson Beck in 2024. You kind of had it in 23, but they were still feeling him out. Everyone knows that you were always on the edge of your seat with Stetson Bennett until the very end. Like even in the Missouri game in 2022, I remember people calling for him to be benched. Obviously, so it's been a long time since, I would honestly say, Murray. Or Fromm in 2017, where it was the entire fan base, or the vast majority of it, is fully behind this guy. They love him. They're fully invested in it. And it's refreshing to see.
I would have said 2018, but that was also when he who shall not be named showed up on campus, and it was...
I'm a JF guy.
Really? You're a JF guy?
I'm a big-time JF guy.
I'm
JF. I thought it was goofy. Anybody thought the other JF was even worth mentioning.
Yeah, I'm JF. So... we don't have to discuss that right now, but,
Off camera.
Yeah, we can hash it out after that.
But yeah, I mean, 2018, he had, the bad game against LSU, and, people were very much like, Jake Fromm, get him out of here. He's awful. So, it's tough being a Georgia quarterback.
Oh, no. This is the first quarterback I've ever covered that's relatively unanimously liked. Now, there are people in the fan base and analysts like me that know that there's room to grow. Like, he has to get better. There's no doubt about that. But this is the only guy I've ever covered since being here in 2019 where there is no arguments, there are no debates, there isn't, we don't like this guy. This dude is the guy, and everybody rallies behind him. And I've been in that stadium where it doesn't feel like that. Mm-hmm. It does not feel like they're rooting for their own quarterback at times. And now that is unanimous. The whole place loves this dude.
Well, and Gunnar brings an aspect to it where you may not be his biggest fan as from a quarterback talent perspective. Like, you may believe that there's other guys on the roster that may be more talented than him, but there's not a single person I feel like that doesn't rock with him. Like,
he's so hard to
Gunnar
hate.
Stockton is trotting out onto the field to be your starting quarterback, there isn't going to be anybody that's like, dang, it's Gunnar again. Like, people will rock with him no matter what, I feel like. They are completely okay with that dude being the starting quarterback, even if they do believe there might be someone else on the team that could be slightly better than him.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that plays largely into the person he is. He doesn't, and I'm not throwing shots here, but he doesn't drive a Lamborghini. He doesn't have any other off-field things going on.
He's relatable.
He's a good dude. Everyone likes him. You'll yet to hear anyone on that team say a cross word about him. So I think that's why you have so much support behind him, on top of the fact that he's a damn good football player and has delivered some of the most clutch performances in the last 2 or 3 years of Georgia football history since Stetson Bennett. So just adding that out there.
Amen.
All right, resident NFL analyst, give me some NFL rookie updates.
There's some very positive news so far for the former Georgia Bulldogs that are taking on training camp at the moment. For the local fans right now, this is the local hour, and I assume majority of you, not all of you, but majority of you are, unfortunately, Atlanta Falcons fans. But some good news out of training camp is it does seem like Zachariah Branch.
Did he just evil giggle like the Raiders have been worth a damn in 25 years?
That is what's so funny to me is that he feels like he gets to laugh at our pain as if they haven't endured pretty much just as much pain as we have.
You were so bad a city got rid of you.
Yeah, you got kicked out of your own place.
Yeah, because
they made you play on a baseball field.
Because the city of Oakland was like, hey, guys, we're too good for this NFL team. Please get them out of here. Secondly, misery loves company, J. Will.
Yeah.
I enjoy when we're both down. It's fun to look across the aisle and go,
I won't say I enjoy
this,
it, but
this
I guess
guy doesn't even care about NFL
It's
teams.
nice to know that someone else can relate. But yes, Zachariah Branch sounds like he is going to be or tracking to be wide receiver 2 for the Atlanta Falcons this year. A big need for them over the past few years. Just kind of been it's Darnell Mooney or some other players, and it just hasn't really been filled. And looks like the Falcons might have gotten somewhat of a steal in the 3rd round with Zachariah Branch, so looks like that one's panning out. C.J. Allen.
Before you get – can I ask you –
wearing the green dot.
Mm-hmm.
Does it frustrate you to have gone so long with your franchise not like almost treating them like the black plague, like, oh, we can't draft these guys, and then it seems like the last 2 years they've been hits, especially when there's examples of, hey, you could have taken this guy and he would have worked out for you.
So from like 2000 and like basically going into the late Mark Richt era all the way until, like, for example, when Todd Gurley was in the NFL draft, I did not want the Falcons necessarily to draft him. I was okay with them passing him up. I wasn't one of those like, we got to draft all dogs. It's got to be all dogs. But when Georgia started becoming the best team in college football and the Falcons were horrible on defense, yes, it's very irritating that it's like, oh, Jalen Walker's working out. Who would have thought that the Butkus Award winner from the University of Georgia would be panning out for the Atlanta Falcons right now? And who would have thought one of the biggest playmakers in all of college football would be working out for the Atlanta Falcons, that being Zachariah Branch? So, like, in recent years, yes, it has definitely irritated me that they didn't take more shots on some dogs.
Okay.
You didn't like the D2 quarterback edition over trading for Stetson Bennett?
Like, whatever puts Stetson in the best position to get playing time. That's what I'm here for. If it is with the Falcons, and I'm not going to be one that hates it. I think that he could end up having starting caliber play in the NFL. We just haven't seen it yet. We'll see this preseason, though. He'll take over. He'll be trending. Good. He'll do it. He's going to throw 2 picks, and he's going to lead a comeback charge.
Stetson
does it every year.
Preseason gets me so hyped for football season to come back.
I want to see Stetson play an NFL game with a chew-in. Next level aura unlocked.
That would do something for the brain, I feel like.
I would imagine.
C.J. Allen has earned the green dot, like Brooks mentioned, so he's already kind of taken over command of that defense. I think I saw a quote from him where they were what?
I'm laughing because I saw a quote where he was like, yeah, I'm wearing the green dot, but I'm from Georgia.
Yeah.
So I got a real heavy Southern draw. I got to enunciate with these folks up here.
Yeah, so that's a quote I saw too. So C.J. Allen looks like he'll be in the starting rotation. If not in the starting rotation, he's going to be an impact player for them. Christian Miller, we understand the story. Brooks read that last week, I believe it was, the heartfelt story about him paying for ladies' groceries. Christian Miller doing Christian Miller things, but it sounds like he's already becoming a fan favorite out there in New Orleans. Colby Young made a great play for the Cincinnati Bengals today. They did a little video and posted on social media where they asked all the players who had the play of the day. It was consensuously Colby Young. Everybody said Colby Young had the play of the day. And then Noah Thomas as well also had an amazing catch. I believe it was last week. It got posted all over social media. So some dogs lighting it up in NFL training camp so far. Also, I believe, who was it? There's someone for the, was it the 49ers? Someone else had a big play, too. That got
Noah Thomas had a big catch. You already mentioned
I mentioned Noah Thomas. There's someone else that I can't think of that also made a big play. I said Colby Young as well.
Cash Jones might make a roster.
Cash Jones had a little highlight clip. He caught a touchdown. I believe it actually got called back because Penix technically got sacked in the drill.
From what I understand, Dylan Bell is doing pretty well.
I hadn't seen anything on him I was wondering about.
Doing pretty well in Minnesota. I think that granted, it's NFL offseason hype, and it's arguably worse than college football, but there's some people saying that Oscar Delp has the potential to be the next George Kittle. I don't know if you saw those rumblings, but there's a lot of positive rumblings around the Dogs, and it's you'll get that this time offseason. No team's going to put out like, We missed on this guy, guys. Like this is bad. We haven't heard anything from Monroe. But
no, that's what I was going to say. Is interesting.
No news is good news from offensive linemen.
That's true. That's a great point. So it must mean Monroe is taking care of business. Plus, it's in the early stages still of training camp, so I know that, like, at least for the Falcons, they're doing a lot of 7-on-7 stuff to work in the quarterbacks, and then a little bit of 11-on-11, but not a whole lot. So probably not a whole lot to see either of Monroe Freeling so far. Apparently, according to the Objective Sports Fan, Monroe made right tackle first string. So there you go. Good news for Monroe Freeling doing his job.
I would hope a top 15 pick or 18 pick.
He wasn't even top 18.
He was
top
picked 19th. Picked 19th by the
I hope he started.
Carolina Panthers.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. So I figured that would just be a nice as we get very close to the preseason, kind of getting the final check-ins on these rookies before they actually play on the field and hopefully play in regular season games. So that was a fun little segment to do. What do we have left?
We have an Arkansas preview.
Let's do that.
Previewing the football season.
Yeah, man.
We've hit that point in the season.
We have. So we have about
preview.
a month before Georgia actually plays college football games. No disrespect to Tennessee State. No disrespect to Western Kentucky. You're going to be 40-point dogs. I don't feel like previewing those matchups. Arkansas, you're going to be a 35-point dog, but I'll preview this matchup because it is an SEC football game and the first of the season for the Dogs. They were awful on defense last year. Jonathan, I think you were in the studio last year when an SEC coach called us and was like, I can't even explain to you how bad they were. I couldn't believe they just kept lining up and playing cover 4 against us. We were shredding their butt. They came out the second half. We're like, surely they're going to make adjustments. Nope. They did not.
Was this pre or post Sam Pittman firing?
Pre. Yeah, this is pre-firing of Sam Pittman.
That's
the offense was sandbagged until Sam Pittman was fired because Bobby Petrino be doing that. You look out, Bill Belichick. It's finna happen to you, Bubba.
Ooh.
It's finna happen to you, Bubba. Those first 6 weeks, Bobby Petrino going to call plays like he's a 2019 UGA offensive coordinator. It's going to look bad for the first 6 weeks, and then your butt going to get fired, and then all of a sudden they're going to be scoring 49 points a game, and Bobby Petrino going to unload the clip like he did last year at Arkansas. But, the defense was horrible last year. It should still be relatively bad on the defensive side of the football up there. But here's the good news. If you're an Arkansas fan listening today, I don't know why you would be. I'm a KJ Jackson guy. I'm not like a stern believer. I'm not going to sit here and stand on 10 and say he going to light your butt up. But KJ Jackson, a solid lefty. I would argue he has Arkansas is pretty bad. He might have a better year than Austin Simmons. We were having that lefty discussion. Who's the second best lefty in the sport behind JKS? I think it might be this guy.
This was the one that we forgot about. We said we were forgetting somebody.
Yeah, and there are some people that don't know that he's going to be the starter yet at Arkansas. He's going to be the starter.
I was going to say that I thought they were kind of having a somewhat quarterback battle.
I think that's to appease Antoine Hill, who transferred from Memphis.
That's a
that's right.
That's a Carson Beck Brock Vandegrift quarterback battle, where it's like, we haven't named him yet, but we all know what's going on here.
He started a game last year, didn't he?
A couple.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we know, guys. There's a battle, but
they should be able to run the ball. I think
they've always
usually had solid backs.
Dude, Braylon Russell's averaged 5 yards a carry for the last 2 years. Now the only problem is he only got like 25 carries a season because Mike Washington was there. But Braylon Russell has ripped some big runs in this conference and a number change this year. He's rocking the 0. I think he was wearing 22 last year for them. But going to wear 0, and he's been an explosive back. I've always been a Sutton Smith guy. Any ideas where Sutton Smith went to high school?
No, I do not. I am not good with high school names.
He went to Walton. I saw him at SEC Media Days. He walked up to me and goes, "You don't even remember who I am, do you?" And I was like, no. Like Sutton Smith. I'm like, Sutton, what's up, man? How are you?
Smith.
Glad to see you. Big Sutton Smith fan.
Did you see where apparently they're bringing on a former UGA track athlete to be wide receiver?
I did read this.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Gleason?
Uh-huh.
The kid from Langston Hughes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That kid can roll.
Yeah. He was really good for Georgia's track team, then entered the transfer portal, and is now going to be playing football, apparently.
He's a deep threat. And he can catch the ball. He's not like he's an actual football player. He's not like just can run in a straight line.
Yeah,
guy.
it wasn't one of those like he's fast. Come on, buddy. Let's see what you could do.
He's a legit threat.
I feel like Arkansas does this though. Wasn't there a time? Didn't they add like the guy who had been out of sport? He was like 30 when they added him. Am I completely misremembering
yeah,
this?
I think that they did do this. I can't remember who it was.
It was a wide receiver,
but it's ringing a bell.
And it was like 2 or 3 years ago. We're like, yeah, come on, why not, dude? I don't think he ended up doing anything, but
I don't think so.
Defense got completely retooled.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be great. I don't have specific names, but I do have sort of a question for this game because
come on.
Obviously, we know what the offseason has entailed for Ryan Silverfield. We know the comments that he made about when he was at Memphis.
99.7.
Oh, what?
99.7 thousand subscribers.
Oh, cool. Anyways, he basically, we know that
cool. Anyways.
Well, I was talking, dude. Come on.
My bad. Go ahead.
We know the drama that was led up to that. We know that the fan base basically has some things. Does Ryan Silverfield feel this pressure and feel like he has to throw the kitchen sink at Georgia to avoid embarrassment, or is he kind of just coming in knowing?
I think he's going to not throw the kitchen sink at them to avoid embarrassment. I think that's more so what it is of like.
So it's gonna just be I'm gonna put my head down and take this.
Yeah, dude, we're just gonna walk into this sucker. It's in their first. It's the first conference game for both teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's the first home conference game for him as well. Yeah, dude, you're just trying to avoid embarrassment in your own stadium. That
local
unfortunately, that should be the goal, or what will be the goal for Ryan Silverfield in this one. I feel like.
Yeah, so I mean that was kind of the thing. Like that's the one X factor I have of this game, outside of a disastrous injury or like a disastrous play on one side of like Ryan Silverfield going, you know what? My back's against the wall here. I've got the nation looking at this. Is kind of somewhat of a revenge game for Georgia. Why not just put all my chips in and try to make a splash in game one?
Oh, I'm sure they'll have a heck of an opening script ready.
Yeah, if Georgia's down 7-0 at this game, I would not be shocked.
KJ Jackson, circle me your 5 most favorite plays, and that's what we're about to run, baby.
A cool 5-minute, 75-yard drive, up 7.
Did you see Silverfield was asked in the breakout media session about his comments about Georgia?
Yeah,
and he basically said that he called Kirby about it. Yeah, he was like, I talked to Kirby about it,
and he said something along the lines of, I can't remember. It was basically one of those things of like, it's nothing against Georgia. It's just something that like, unfortunately, like that's the example right now. Like, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, sure felt like a ha ha ha.
It did.
Look at Georgia, laugh at them.
Mm-hmm.
We're Memphis. We'll never play them.
Yeah, was that very much that comment very much reads.
We're Memphis. We'll never see them.
That Kirby Smart, I'll never see him over here.
I'll never. I think I'll take the Arkansas job.
You did what? We play them first conference game of the year?
We play them when? Did they have the conference schedule before he took the job?
They knew who they were going to play, I believe. No, because they released that. They did when they did the 9 conference games, they released it in like the middle of March or something like that.
So he knew what was going on. Do you think Kirby took that personally?
Maybe he acts like he took it personally the week they play them.
You know the rule. If it's positive, it's rat poison. If it's negative, it's used for fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Full.
It's a good rule.
That's the rule. That's the Nick Saban rule. That's the Kirby Smart rule. That's the coach's rule.
I would like to get a hot mic from that pre-game speech, which I think we can establish.
Wide receiver room. Not only did the media say you're trash, this guy we're playing says y'all can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah, which I think we can establish now that Kirby did not like those getting leaked, because there was a good 18-month run where it felt like every speech was getting leaked, and we haven't had one for about 2 years.
The best way I could like hypothesize what happened is there is very clearly an individual that was recording them, and that individual probably is no longer with the team, if I had to guess.
Probably. They found the rat.
Or that person had a stern talking to, if I had to guess.
I bet that guy's a Reddit user.
Reddit can be helpful if you use it correctly. There's a lot of weird stuff on Reddit, but a lot of good forums. But no, you're right. It's probably someone that was like, you're doing what, ball boy? You're no longer here.
I just took a shot at Reddit users because every time I tell our Discord, hey, this doesn't leave. It's never on Twitter. It never ends up at other boards. It always ends up on Reddit.
I think that's where they
always.
I think that's where those speeches originally were leaked. Was Reddit?
Yeah, Reddit's like
that guy's a Reddit user.
Reddit's like the underground, dude. You can find anything on Reddit. It's scary. But yeah, no, I don't think that this is a game Georgia has to sweat too much. I don't think that there's going to be anything too crazy or too interesting going on. I think this will be a classic come out, take care of business. New coach is going to be drinking through a fire hose in a type of game. They'll have an inferior there is nothing that can make this game sway in Arkansas's favor, I don't think.
Yeah, I sat down with John Neighbors, an Arkansas content creator at SEC Media Days, and we're there to preview the Georgia game because he's like, you started in the Georgia space, right? I was like, yeah, we still do a ton of Georgia content. It's our home. And he goes, you want to come on and preview that game? And the first thing he says is, all right, we got Brooks Austin. He's the film guy, got us started at Georgia. So how bad they finna beat Arkansas's ass?
Yeah. You know what the biggest news piece around Arkansas athletics was this past week? They were in the Bahamas playing basketball, and that was like what was trending for the Arkansas Razorbacks. As football season is rising right now, the biggest talking point was, hey, the basketball team's in the Bahamas. Let's see how good these guys are.
I mean, at least they got something to care about.
They have something. I mean,
honestly, as much as I joke about their athletic director saying what he said, he's not wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
he's not wrong. It's the same reason why I think it's brilliant that Mississippi State pours as much into baseball as they do.
Yeah,
because
my God, they have a great experience.
Why not be great at something?
Sure,
because you're probably not going to be great at football.
It's going to take a lot of effort to get out of that hole. Yeah,
and it's just like the disproportionate amount of spending that it requires to be great at football versus what it requires to be great at baseball or great at basketball. It's disproportionate. Nowadays, you have to spend almost $50 million to be good at football.
Yeah.
You can spend $10 million and be one of the highest paid baseball rosters in the entire sport.
And by the way, it's not a sport where it's like you have to be physically imposing. Mm-mm. Like if you are not physically imposing on football, you're not going to win many games. You don't have to be that in baseball. Kind of in basketball, but.
Now, I do feel like Arkansas is one of those like programs that if Walmart and if Tyson were roped into actually believing that the head coach is worth investing in football, there's obviously merit behind football rising the tide of the entire university.
It's a proud fan base too.
Yeah,
like it's not one of these fan bases that's like, yeah, we don't really care. They're just not good right now.
Yeah,
there's not a lot to be excited about.
I believe we have some super chubs according to chat.
My bad. That's on me.
That's what chat said. So
let's get to them. Hopefully it's not Bandit, so I don't have to throw him a horns down. That felt bad.
Disrespect.
Dolphin, I know he's been in here the whole night. He said, you missed the Brooks Austin rule in the Save College Sports Act. The local hour must be a full 60 minutes of Georgia content, not including the intro. We had a commenter today on our Notre Dame film study that was like, been subscribed, was on the Patreon. I'm subscribing from everything because I didn't subscribe to this place to listen to other talk about other teams. I only subscribe to this place to listen to Georgia content.
I mean, that's loyalty.
It gets better. I checked his profile. He's commented the same version of that 5 times over the last 3 years.
Oh.
He's consistent and he's loyal. I appreciate that.
I hope you're listening, bud. I hope you stick around. I mean, we've had plenty of opportunities to not talk these dogs. We gonna keep talking these dogs. That's what we do around here.
We love them.
And we do it really, really well, and we're going to continue to do it. And we're done for today, but we're going to be back tomorrow talking them dogs again.
That's right.
For another solid hour. So we appreciate you for being here. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Love you. Bye.